political power or economic power?
Oh, of course, economic power. If you're asking me,
Economic power, because you could buy politicians.
exactly. I've never
I mean,
seen
let me see. No,
Chinatown get
And those
active in
any
politics,
politician.
but yet they're able to get whatever they want because of their economic power that they have in all of these cities.
Okay.
The Chinese, yeah. Have you ever seen any Chinese out there lobbying? No, you don't.
no.
You see them talking about get the vote? No, you don't see that. But you do see them building these Chinatowns all over the world. Because I can't just say United States anymore because they active here in Panama. You go down to El Dorado, that's Chinatown in Panama. And any corner store bodega, more than likely it's in anywhere in Panama, more than likely it's going to be owned by, as they say, the Chinos. So
Yeah,
That's
so
crazy.
yeah,
yeah,
economic power.
and they're everywhere, and they have
Yep.
a big influence, and they own a lot of places in a lot of countries. Every country you go, they have a big community.
Yeah,
Why
salute
is
to them.
that?
And actually, that was another reason why the Orange Man wanted to take back the Panama Canal because they was actually building a
Hmm.
lot of their real estate along the coast of the Panama Canal, which was going to
I
give them
heard.
ownership to the Panama Canal. And the Orange Man was like, "Nah, we ain't having that. Y'all ain't about to take
Yeah,
control over the Panama Canal and
but
then
they
try to move us out
but
of here. Now we're gonna take it over again. Go ahead.
but they got a lot of control in Africa. They have a lot of influence in Africa. They have a lot of influence in it's starting in Jamaica. You starting to see that.
Yep.
You starting to see their products pop up. They're building their bridges. I don't know what in DR, but other places they slowly start doing things for cheap and they slowly start taking over.
Yep.
So we all have
And
to
we
watch
can,
out for that.
or
So
take
that's
a page
why,
out of their book. Do the same
yeah,
thing. I mean, because
yep,
that's all they do. I mean, you know how many times I get a phone call from Asian people asking me if they if I want to sell my property in
mm,
Georgia. Hey, that's a
mm,
nice property over there. You want to sell it? And of course, they ain't trying to buy it for top dollar. They trying to buy it
yeah,
for wholesale. And of
yep,
course, I'm like, nah, this is a cash cow for me. Beat it, buddy. But we need to just take a lesson and do the same thing. Make phone
yeah,
calls. Hey, how you doing, Mister Lee? I like that property over there. You want to sell it?
yep. So
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
what's the next question?
Um. Hold on.
yeah. Give me one more question because somebody keeps calling. I have to deal with some other stuff when I get off.
Let me
Okay,
see where I'm gonna
no
go.
problem.
Uh huh.
'Cause I actually didn't have a
But I had to
next
show
question.
you some love, man, because I'm showing everybody love, and you the one only consistent person. Every Monday I'm not on here, so I need to be on here more.
Let's
I
go.
appreciate.
Nate the Black clean that every Monday night at 8 o'clock.
Yep.
All right, let me
Yeah, as I
stop
said, I'm
talking.
just trying to put out some good content that people can
Yeah,
respect.
you doing your
Because
thing.
especially what happened with last night, because I was on, as you could see, I was on vacation time with Ryan, and
Hmm.
shout out to Uncle Rico. I understand, he's trying to, you know, stir up the pot a little bit to be able to get people to want to come view, but a lot of times you don't want that negativity. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And that's what it kind of caused. It caused that negativity.
Ronan's in the back, but yeah. Um, the only thing with Rico thinks one way, meaning like we need to be like him. We need to like do things the way he does. But he promotes the negativity stuff. He promotes all
Hmm.
that other stuff. A lot of times he don't have no respect. Me and him got into it yesterday over respect. I told him if I'm gonna show up and I show up with my guests, oh, bring that bitch by. And then it got very disrespectful. So like to me, it's like a respect level. And the thing
Yeah.
is, I don't know what he's trying to do, but to me, if you're overseas and you're doing your thing and you're happy, we got it's love for everyone. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the girl you might be paying, we don't know the circumstances of what people got going on, but you don't have to sit there and tell people, "Hey, she's this and that. You need to stop." No, so I don't agree with those things.
Nah, the I mean I could see because I
Now I
watched
see
him.
the explore the other part of exporting, you know, take advantage of these people, take advantage of girls and stuff like that, and throwing them on camera doing some wild things. That I understand. That's not right.
Mhm.
But if a brother is happy, man, let him be happy. But
But
that
as
is
you said, he seems to be like using Anton Daniel uh, persona when he's doing everything because it just comes off a whole lot trollish more than you trying to build
well,
and that
he won't
and that's what
like
creates the controversy.
if you notice, he only came on Ryan when he only looked at Ryan when Ryan had some controversy. He only looked at other people when they have controversies. He'll never look at my channel because I don't do any of that stuff. So he only looks in that. I learned creek camming from him.
Yeah,
Meaning, like, I didn't know he kept talking about creek cam. I'm like, what the heck is this? And then I looked it up. I'm like, oh, okay. So it's just like you hang in these areas that that are probably not, instead of downgrading those brothers, promote the ones who are doing good
thank you.
and talk
There you
about
go.
them. Yeah, so
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's my only gripe with him. Stop complaining about us, because all he's complaining about. Who's he complaining about? Black people. That's
Hmm.
all he's complaining about. Everything we do. So, and it's just like, stop hating on the other people. Roland showed me a way I can make money. You need to talk about how he's helping you. The other Ronin, with the
The
AI
wandering
stuff
traveler.
and all this other stuff.
Yeah,
You know how to
exactly.
like, because of Ronin, I have a business now. You know what I'm saying? My
Mhm.
YouTube is a business. He taught me, you need to make a business, and now when I travel, I have a travel business, which is my YouTube channel. So,
Facts.
and now I have, so now I have a business, and it helped me on my taxes. So
Facts. Well,
yeah,
salute
but
to you. Go ahead.
but we don't promote that. You know what I'm saying? We don't promote that, and that's the problem. We don't promote that. So we promote. Oh, stop going over there exploiting these girls. Yeah, nothing but these girls on here. And it's just like, okay, what about the other guys? What? Look at Ryan. Look what Ryan's doing. Ryan had a mistake, but he's doing stuff that are right. So, and he's getting his help, but he don't promote that stuff. So that was the only thing. What's up, Ronan?
Yo, yo, yo. You know me,
Hey,
I'm in the background doing stuff. So y'all
no worries,
continue.
no worries.
I'm pulling up infographics. I'm trying to help you guys out now because you know me,
Okay, great.
I like to talk, but at the same time, I like to give you visual facts and base it off of real
I know you
history
do.
and not
Um,
just
I'm
coming
I'm
off the dome.
I'm gonna handle a phone call. I might still be up, or I'll let y'all know. But I'll be
All
right
right,
back.
appreciate
All
it.
right. But if you pull up that first infographics, I did a hypothetical, you guys, and I
All
did
right.
this weeks ago, and it went on the subject: if there was no interference from redlining to everything you were just talking about with Tunitis Campbell and all these other things, where would the Black American people be right now? And it goes hand in hand with what you're talking about. So as you can see, the benchmarks don't change until you get to what? The stack shift. The stack shift is that third column over there on the right. Okay. Our population ain't going to change. We're still going to grow on a steady clip. Our income rank changed, right? Went from fourth to second to third. Our wealth rank changed from fourth to second to third. Overall ownership base went from lower because of redlining and everything they did in order to break up communities like Black Wall Street, Greenville, and the town that Tunitis Campbell built. it would be a lot stronger because those things wouldn't have been broken down. And obviously, we learned from other people's wins, so that would have been passed on.
Right.
The interracial trader thing, it would be a lot deeper. And then our local businesses, we would be able to keep our dollars in our community a hell of a lot longer because those communities and those businesses thrive from one town to another, to one state to another. We'd have a lot more stronger political power. There's a lot of things to come, like you guys said, with ownership. Because what? The politicians are paid for by contributions. We have deeper wealth pockets. We have more ways of controlling the laws for our benefit that help us. I mean, there's a video that came out back in the 40s, or I think it was even in the 30s. How to sell to the black community. Literally.
I remember that.
Old black and white. It was commissioned by the Department of Economics. And it broke down what black people were interested in, how they like to buy brand names in order to prove themselves. They don't like being sold. They like being, catered to, and all these different tactics in order to get, back then, trillions of dollars of spending or billions of dollars of spending, and it still goes on to this day. We're one of the highest communities in spending, but we don't have a lot when it comes to our own ownership, and they know it.
And that is the key, like you said, Ronin, ownership. Just like we said, ownership. Ownership, ownership, ownership. That's the starting process.
So,
Unity.
hold on.
Unity, then the process of ownership.
Yeah, but see, I'm working on some things right now. There's some blueprints back here and how we lost that unity. And whether we can rebuild the playbook, especially now. A lot of egos going on, a lot of things going on, that HBIC type of thing. I'm the head nigga in charge type of shit. Going on. That crab in the barrel mentality kind of shit. Where other cultures come over here and they don't have that.
Well, why is that? It's because of community survival. They already understand what community survival is. They're coming over here with a mission.
We've been here. We've been able to do that. We've proven we could do it right after the war, you said, with Tunitis.
Exactly.
But they saw that, identified it, and started trying to do what to us, specifically, where they don't do it to the immigrants coming in. Matter of fact, they bring the immigrants in to compete against who? Us.
Us, yeah.
And we still can't see that shit.
It's not even funny,
right
but
in your face, right? It's right in your face, and you don't see it.
It's dead in our face. It's crazy, man.
And actually, now would be a great time, because they're saying with the advent of AI coming in, it's now has leveled the playing field, because nobody knows anything about AI, and AI is about to take over.
Right. I'm 58. I'm over here learning every which way of using Claude code, automation, all this shit. I'm 58. I can see the writing on the wall. I don't know why you young guys don't see it. This is the way, and this is the quickest way, and they say it all over the place. More millionaires are going to be making in the next 5 to 10 years if you can get your arms wrapped around AI than any other type of business.
That's facts. Because I remember in 1999 when the internet just became made to the masses, and everybody who transferred from whatever career that they was and went into IT, all of them is doing well, very well right now.
Well, I came from the IT field. Right after I got in the Marine Corps, I was in the Marine Corps. I was fixing computers, from fixing teletypes. I jumped over to computers. So right after that, I got out and I started working at CompUSA. Went all the way through that into government sales and executive sales. Went through that company to Icon, started selling network infrastructures, and this is way before the shit even took off. iPhone was owned by freaking Cisco Systems, not Apple. Apple brought that fucking name from Cisco Systems. iPhone stood for IP phone. That's when they first started doing network infrastructure where you can do a 4-digit code and call through the backbone of the telephone system and your router to any location globally that you had a location in, and you had that same system set up. You can do a 4-digit code and call Russia if you wanted to. Wow. I've seen this whole thing change. I watched it. I witnessed it. You know, and the writing is on the wall, and you guys can be oblivious to it or you can fucking welcome it. And even when I say AI, you can either learn the technology of AI and learn how to do the programming, or you learn how to fix the systems that support AI. Get into like I was talking about with Cisco system, network infrastructure, setting up servers and building up ways of storage banks for server systems and all those things. There's so many ancillary little things to keep AI running. They have to run redundant systems because servers might break down, power grids might go down. They have another system offsite they're called redundant systems. That might be in a whole nother state. If one system goes down, it reverts over with the power to the next system, so you have no interruption in service. How do I know all this shit? At 58, I watched them build it. I helped them structure that shit. What in the military do you do? 1 is none, 2 is 1. You always have redundancies built into systems. Who do you think taught the civilian world to do that shit?
Yeah, and that's what you see when you start coming overseas is that the infrastructure that the military has brought all over the world.
STEM is the fastest growing business out there. STEMs. If we all structured ourselves to get into STEMs, China became very instrumental in manufacturing because back in the 60s, they started training all their people in manufacturing and the systems it takes to manufacture products. With them investing in their own people and their own society, pushing them towards that, what are they now? A global leader in manufacturing. What have they done? They fixed their economy to a point where now they're competing with, before there were a whole bunch of dirt farmers in fucking China. Can we do the same thing? Yeah, that we all get on code. Yep. Now, did they do enough to destroy our ability to get on code and pit us against each other to where we can't repair it? We're borderline right there.
Yeah, that's got to stop, though.
Question. You got the card?
At the moment, we done went through the card. We can spin the block wherever you feel like you want to spin the block, cuzzo.
Oh yeah, you can ask Ronin the topic of controversial economics. So what do you think would be the number one problem that we need to work on, Ronin, in order
Hold on, I got a whole slide sheet I'm working on right now, and I'm gonna go through it all.
Okay.
But I know you had some initial questions before you asked me that question.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. We are like 2 hours in. Maybe we gotta slow down a little bit sometimes because we done already went through our whole chart tonight, but you know, we still block and we still whatever.
No, that's why I come with receipts. I'm gonna draw this shit out. We're gonna talk about it because this is what I love talking about. You know what I'm saying? I love encouraging people, and Black people especially, and developing and becoming independent. Even when I was in sales, I was one of the first people that you would ever see in a company that was under my own independent contract. You ain't gonna fucking hire me and use my knowledge, use my fucking blood, sweat, and tears to live off of it and give me fucking pittance. And then when you get tired, you want to change the rules or you push me out. I don't do that. Never done that.
Embrace the Jews tonight on Real Talk with Nate, the Black Cleaner, because this Jews.
I took the best of what I learned from companies, and I used to roll over companies every 3 to 4 years. If they didn't grow, I grew out of them. And I didn't give a fuck about burning a bridge. They knew what I knew. People always came looking for me. My competition came looking for me. You know, I was the one being recruited as a Black man, not the other way around, having to go beg for a fucking job.
Salute to the comments, Chalupe.
Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Like
Yeah,
and
hit the like
subscribe,
button,
man.
like and
Because Ronan
subscribe,
was cooking
please.
right there.
He was.
I guess he was asking about do we have a spending problem or a ownership problem? So Chalupe was answering that question. He said we get it and we spend it, we don't save. So
And
let
that's a
me ask
fact.
that same
And
question to
and
you.
and we're flashy with it too. So a lot of times I'm seeing like Rick Ross. When the other day when he was on a plane, a commercial jet, commercial plane, I don't care that he's on a commercial plane. It don't. To me, it looks like you're saving money. You being rich. But then when you have to cap and say, "Oh, my jet was getting Starlink 100 this," and yeah, I hate that mentality, man. I like the fact that you could save money and show that you're not all about being flashy. You all about your business and all the stuff he does. So that's just my thinking of things. You don't have to be flashy with it. We always spend our money and always giving it away. But if we kept our money and put it in the right places, we could have a lot of power.
So, but is doing it big without showing it, is that being flashy? Or do you just feel like the whole showing it part is the flashy part?
It's flashy as fuck. What you mean?
Yeah.
Put it out there, right? I totally agree with that. Travel POV, like you could do it, but why you gotta put it out there?
I mean, to me, it's like, the thing is, show people the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like people see you just throwing money and doing this and that, and all that stuff. But the thing he fails to tell you is like he got animal on his property, because it helps him with his taxes. He bought the property where it is because it's like a business and all the stuff he's going on. He has the right idea. He owns a whole bunch of leave
Wing
today.
stops.
Wing stops, yeah, right. He owns a lot of wing stops. He owns a lot of checkers and stuff like that. Like promote that part of it. Don't just sit there saying I'm throwing money. Oh, Drake ain't all this. I got more money. Like I don't want to hear that. That's the part I don't want to hear. Not from us.
Yeah, tell us how you did it, but that's the whole thing. Everybody wants to keep it a secret because it's that grabbing a barrel mentality. Hey, I got out. You go figure out a way to get out. I ain't gonna share shit with you.
Right.
Exactly.
That's gatekeeping. But I don't like how, like, in this day and age, like in the industry, like even in the music industry, you got these rappers popping up on the scene and they got all this glitz and this glamour and all this jewelry and these cars and the big house, but we don't know nothing about your story. We don't even know your struggle to even decide if we even believe who the fuck you are or who you're trying to present yourself as. I want to know the struggle. I want to know the story.
Right.
So I just find that kind of weird. Like you just hop on the scene and all of a sudden you're it without even telling your story.
Because we all went through something.
Right.
But see, that's the whole thing. A lot of people want to self-identify with the person before they believe them. And then you got a lot of guys that have been through some shit, really don't know some shit, but they got great mouthpieces. And they'll talk you into doing some shit for them that they benefit from, but you never do.
Yeah.
Get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, pole mentality all day long. They'll throw it on you too.
Oh yeah.
But I loaded the slides. If you want to load up the slide deck, I can go through some of this stuff and kind of bring everybody home.
All right.
But y'all do your thing. I'll be in the chat.
Keep going, travel now, man. Keep your ass up here. You just go do your thing and wouldn't.
Hey man, you know I go to bed at 10. Rhoda, we only spend like 15 minutes on the pedal. I go to bed.
My lady put me on a bedtime, bro. Both of us in the bed by 8:39. 10 o'clock, the lights are out, doing whatever we doing. You get what I'm saying?
And I stayed up last night with the riot thing, man. I'm tired.
Oh man. Yeah, that one was crazy.
Yeah, so and
salute
I
to
know
Two
Carl's
Tone.
gonna come up on here too. So
Who's coming
he's
on?
in the chat.
Carl B.
KB
Yeah.
textbook. Oh Lord, we about to have a debate.
No, we shouldn't have a debate.
All right, y'all
Debate.
do your thing, but I'll be in the chat for a little bit.
All right,
Right.
hold on.
All right.
Let me get textbook up in here. Salute the textbook. But yeah, I put the slide up there.
Yeah. Take down that comment real quick so everybody can see the whole slide.
Hold
I
on.
want your emotional content. I base it off of this June 19th, right around the corner, right? So
Yeah.
we're talking about Juneteenth, the
10th,
last part of the slaves that were liberated out of Galveston, Texas.
Yep.
They didn't know that the war had been over.
Yeah, exactly. Ain't that like some? Ain't that like some white supremacists?
Yeah, absolutely. Them dumb niggas don't need to know shit. You know, shut the hell up around this area. I'm sure if a white person came in was even talking about that shit, they shoot his ass right up out the town. You know, no, you need to keep moving. This is sundown town as far as we're concerned. You know.
Oh,
Hold on, I'm trying to. Oh, KB ain't on here yet. Okay, let me get to the comments.
Well, it says call. It's got his government name in the chat, but I don't think he came up on the back. I don't think
he's not in the. He's not in the back.
Salute
yet.
Bobby Coltrane, Imam Perry. A lot of guys are piling in here. Hey man, we're going over some important information about our history. Is Juneteenth month, so get into the conversation. I'll drop the link in our chat in a little while, but I wanted to cook here for a while with my brothers Nate and Cool King, aka the Black Cleaner.
Yeah. Who's that right there?
Salute to Ethan Perry, saying good evening, brothers. The slide is available now, right?
Yeah, it's available. It's just that if you could take that one comment down, that way they can see the whole slide. The comment, just hit it once where it says hide it or unselected.
Yeah, hold on. I thought is it?
There it is. There it is, right there. All right. Yeah. See, there's some important emotional content at the bottom of that. So basically, the lost blueprint. What helped us back in the day was it was built out of necessity. We knew we need to get it done. We need to get it out the mud. We've been getting it out the mud the whole time we were fucking slaves. So, things are always born out of necessity. And that's the biggest thing with this slide right here. We were people that knew how to bring things to light that needed to be done. Even if you look at our inventions with the cotton gin, the cell phone, these are all conveniences out of necessity that we wanted. Think about that. Think about how we build things and how we patent things. We build things to make our lives easier.
Life a whole lot easier.
And our people are famous for that. Here's your boy Tonitis Campbell. I needed to bring him into it, structuring the architecture of a Black self-government. And nobody could touch that for a while. And that angered white people. Why? Not more than a couple years after slavery was abolished, here you got a whole slave and an intelligent community that was able to establish something and stand 10 toes down by themselves. They didn't need no white people to help them do shit. Excuse my friend.
And actually, they took, once they jailed him, they took all of his documents and used it.
And used them because it was the archetype of what a city should be. This is what I'm trying to. We have done this repeatedly over history. Think about it. The Moors going throughout Europe and teaching them how to educate themselves, take baths, and all these different things that they brought to those cultures. Then all of a sudden the Moors disappear, and all of a sudden they're the originators of all this technology and smarts and citizenship and how to set up aqueducts and all these things, right? Get out.
Fuck out of here. Y'all have been stealing.
Right. Stealing is their history. Stealing is their history. The French, nasty ass people. Why do you think perfume is perfume? The French were nasty ass individual people. They didn't know how to. They was shit right there on the streets. That's why they had those big ass dresses on, because they literally was shit and piss right there where they stood.
All right, I don't want to disrespect any race.
I'm just saying these are the type of people that are sitting there trying to say they're superior to us.
Yeah.
Right.
Ain't no way in hell I would believe that story. Knowing the true history, not what they're trying to teach me. You get what I mean? History. We talk about this all the time on different panels. This is the other thing. Black Wall Street was one. There's so many other. Greenwood, you know, Kansas, North Carolina. We had cities all over the country right after the war, that were successful. Madam C.J. Walker utilized and took advantage of people wanting to have their hair straightened, especially Black women. She went into the beauty industry. Billions of dollars, huge mansion, thousands of people working for her. We are
right next to Rockefeller
on identifying issues and drilling down to a solution. That's what we come from. That's our people. We don't work harder. We work smarter given the opportunity to.
So do you feel like because our history, our true history is not put in books, right? It's not put in books and not read about. Is that creating a place of lacking for us?
Yes,
absolutely,
because we always got to
pride. You can't have pride in something you don't know about. Yep. You can't stick your chest out and beat your chest about shit you don't know about to say, nah, we ain't gonna let this happen again to us. So we dismiss that shit so that you can't have an uprising. Why the hell do you think they even had a slave Bible back in the day? They had a slave Bible to pull out all the uprisings that was in the Bible to subdue the servants into believing in God, but yet and still not believing that God will allow you to rise up against the people that are oppressing you.
Right.
No, they left in the parts that allow God to take revenge for you, while white people are doing all kind of fucking unmentionable shit to us.
And that's the mind fuck.
They brainwashed everybody into believing this shit. To this day, they use religion as a way of saying, God you're not going to go to heaven for this shit. Do they care? Why don't you think they care?
Because their heaven is right here on this earth. Like I'm experiencing heaven now.
Damn, that's hard as fuck. Because what God do white people pray to?
The same God that Black folks pray to.
And so then you have to start looking at what religion actually builds within a community. Does it enslave a community or does it free it? Does it hold it to rules and parameters, or does it allow you to be a free thinker? And even if you're a free thinker and you read the Bible says go and look and justify things for yourself. Don't believe the man talking. Go and dig. You ever read the book of Enoch? You start reading all these other books, and all of a sudden you're like, what the fuck? This ain't necessarily all true. The Ethiopian Bible is the most original Bible. They took that, and through the canon tales, they built the Catholic King James Bible to cater toward a narrative to control what? Society. So then the Crusades go out and beat you about the head and body with your old religion that used to be in Ethiopia. Now they're calling it Christianity, and they beating you over the head and body with it and say, if you don't fall in line, we'll just kill you all. Look at history, man. I love history because history tells the truth. All you have to do is seek it.
Yep. Facts.
But here's the next slide. And like I said, I'm just telling the story here with this. I'm not going to go into detail.
Okay.
Why the model worked back then? Land ownership. You guys touched on that. If you own land, then you can start controlling the school boards and everything else. Look at the Somalis in Minnesota. Look at the Ashkenazi Jews in Jackson, New Jersey. How they control their community. They started owning the land. They started investing in the schools, the local businesses. They started controlling the politicians, the school boards, the mayor, and so on.
Let's go, people. Let's go.
The map and the program has been outlined. We keep ignoring it to try to reinvent a wheel that's already been proven to work. And I don't get why. I think it's a distraction. I think there's psyops going on in our community. You know, that's what broke us up in the first week, deal with J. Edgar Hoover and the FBI.
Exactly.
There's all kind of psyops going on. Here it is. This is the rebuild the playbook. Is this ever going to happen? Are we ever going to be supported, trustworthy local businesses out there?
Rebuild the playbook.
The whole part of this is trust and building unity again. You know, and none of this is going to work if you can't do that. And when you got strong black independent women competing against their black males within no other community, do they do that as harshly as in our own community. Until we can break that cyclical cycle, that none of this will work, because all the other shit was out of built-in necessity. When you got a whole group within a group saying that they don't need anybody, they're so self-reliant on themselves, or they're so self-reliant on the system we built to help them be self-sufficient.
Damn, preach, Ronin.
You get me? How's that going to work until both come together and say, you know what? Damn all what society taught us. We need to rethink what we've been doing.
So we got to start where we even got to go back to getting the black man back in the household.
Yeah, but see, that's going to create discomfort. And I talked about that on last week's live.
Hey, the link is in the chat. If anybody wants to come up and
that was hypothetical. That was like fucking, you know, wishing on a star.
But if anybody wants to argue these points, hey, you're more than welcome. This is all a perspective. I ain't saying I'm 100% right, but I'm right down in the fucking ballpark. I can guarantee you that.
Elaborate. What did you mean? That was just wishing on a star. What do you mean?
Because, you know, would that ever be a realistic thing? Even how this new generation, how they even deal with relationships. These kids are super weird these days.
Agreed. I definitely agree on that. But the point that I was trying to make was the reason, and Ronin touched on it. He said a lot of people feel that they're self-sufficient because there's a system that undergirds them that makes them comfortable. And it's really, they're not self-sufficient. It's that they have a system that makes them comfortable. Like the dog around, you know, who has the collar around his neck. He's not free. He's just fed. We're just some, you know, spoon-fed Negroes.
Ronin is speaking about females. Was he not? Was he speaking about females in that?
Yeah,
I was talking about unity, but in order to rebuild that unity, you have to have both parts that want to come together.
Yeah, but they're going to have to
have one part that is so bent on being so independent from the other. They're not willing to open up their minds and get back on code to where we work together again.
All right, so what I was saying, and I'm gonna land when I finish. We need to even get back to black families. Period. Black families. Period. You don't have to start with the dad, but our family economics these days are way messed up.
Hey, Donald, you can hit that link, brother, because I don't like simps in the fucking room, bro. I swear to God. Get up here and justify what black women are doing. Don't sit there and talk from the chat. Get up here and say it with your chest.
Oh, I already said it.
No, he's talking about somebody in the comments.
They're keeping black
men put down instead of elevate black women. We truth to know perspective with we need facts and truth. Okay, I just gave you a whole bunch of facts. Show me yours.
I was trying to answer a question. Well, I feel like I'm getting attacked.
Sorry, not you.
No,
cool.
It wasn't you. It was the comments.
I'm talking to Donald.
Oh, that's the comments. Yeah. Okay, my bad.
I'm jumping ahead of your reading.
All right, let's go. Because I can't see the comments.
Right. Call B, I'm in the lobby. Oh, Call B is in the back now.
All right.
Sorry about that, bro.
Here we go. Textbook. Shout out to you. I'm coming to get you.
And that was the last slide. But basically, this is the outline. And that's the only way. But it also leads back to what? Land ownership.
True.
And enterprising. Starting black businesses that are supported by black people, keeping our dollars in our community longer, and ownership. Then you can start sponsoring the local government, the city board, the school boards, and so on. And you can start having an effect on what your kids are being taught. And I'm telling you right now, all of us should be in STEMs. science,
Salute,
technology,
KB.
electronics, and math. What? Go ahead.
Well, what's up, guys? I don't typically drop into lives,
You don't.
on weekdays. Not really. I'm usually
Oh,
studying.
okay.
So, but I saw the link, and I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
think this is a
yeah.
really good
Now
topic.
you lit that fire under your ass tonight, huh?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it's a good topic, and I don't really get an opportunity. I feel like people nowadays, they're so unserious. We don't ever get real opportunities to talk about like topics of substance. So yeah, I had to drop in.
All right. So give us your point of view from what you've
I,
heard
I,
so
I
far.
would I would say it's a lot more radical. Me and you, Ronan, we usually clash on this a lot. I don't think it's necessarily people starting black businesses that it's going to get the community out of it. I think black people need specific programs from the government to actually get these things off the ground and to make it work. I don't think there is such a situation where you can do all this without government, because other groups of people didn't get here without government either.
Right. But you know what, Carl? I agree with you. And you know why I agree with you? Because the Somalis have done it, the Ashkenazis have done it, and so many other communities, immigrant communities, have come in, leveraged the different programs, grants, small business loans, all these other things in order to establish themselves in their community. And because we're so entitled as a people, as I'm talking Black Americans altogether, we ignore some of those plans and policies that are sitting there right in our face, and we don't use them.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say that black folks are entitled, like the Hispanics here, for example, down here in South Florida.
Mhm.
I think it's a Hispanic that owns Aventura Mall. But when the Cubans first got here, they got allotted something like $5 to $10 billion, and they were even given free rent and a bunch of programs. We
Mhm.
had black people in South Florida who were living in poverty who did not get those programs because the U.S. government was just trying to make a point about communism. Nowadays, if you really want to get into some of these programs, it's either really, really difficult to get in, or you're gonna need at least $500,000 if you're looking to open up like a restaurant or open up some kind of like community center. Like you need some serious money.
Mm.
Didn't used to be that way, but we're in like a new age. Like to give you guys an example, like those there was a property that we were looking to buy down here in South Florida in like a pretty cheap area, right? And the property itself, and this is just like a rinky dink little restaurant. You walk in, and it looks like one of those 1970s 1980s style dive bars. Smells like shit a little bit, and it's on a strip, and it's got basically a 3 or 4 lane street running through it. That property is like $1.2 million. So if we want to get into that or sink any kind of capital into that, we're talking $500,000 at least that you need just so that you can get it off the ground. So
Mm.
like when you look at the Somalis, for example, or Haitians, or maybe not Haitians. Haitians are a little bit poor, but like if you look at the Ethiopians, the Asians, a lot of those people are coming to America with advanced educations and like a ton of money already. Like my auntie came here. She's a JD. Before she can even qualify for any of her stuff to get here, she needed to demonstrate. She had to have a peer-reviewed paper that she had the immigration board look at, and then she also needs to have a certain amount of money. She needed to travel and leave this country and and exit at least, I think, 2 or 3 times while following the law, and then she also needed to like show her degree and her JD and whatnot just to come in. So you're not dealing with like average people coming out of Haiti or average people. You're really dealing with some of the most exceptional that that country has to offer, typically.
Okay, we're gonna spin the block real quick.
Hmm.
So, why does the success of Black institutions face resistance?
this gonna sound crazy and a little radical to people, but I think America is a fundamentally racist country.
Oh shit, that was hard.
You're
Okay.
absolutely 100% correct.
No, but bro,
It's
if
a
you're gonna finish it like that,
fundamentally racist
bro,
country.
if you're gonna say it like that, you gotta finish it against black people.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Black people who came from or who come from the United States, whose lineage is from the US. I mean, I think when I say this, a lot of people think that I'm being crazy when I say it. But when you look at the US Constitution in America, codified into law before 1865 after the Civil War,
Oh,
um,
let's
you
go.
know, you had the 3/5 compromise. So that meant that for every five slaves that you owned in the South, it gave you three votes in the House of Representatives. So the slaves, you have all these rules that people are, you know, all people are endowed by their creators by certain unalienable rights, but then you have a whole class of people who can't vote, who are slaves, and then you're counting them as 3/5 of a person so that you can get votes in the House of Representatives, so that you can affect policy on the
Right.
federal level. So of course it's fundamentally racist. If there wasn't a civil war in this country, we could have been in the 20th century and that would still be on the books. No jokes.
Oh, you got the hand clap tonight, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Finally agree.
Okay.
With
Totally agree with you, bro. Good analogy, well spoken.
So what do we do about it? Because everybody's now talking about this race war and all of this stuff going on. Do y'all think that it's going to lead to that?
Lead to
Race-
what? Another civil war? Lead to what?
Yeah, blood in, blood out. They
Mm.
say, and that's what they. Somebody said that's what the American flag represents. The American flag, the red is at the top,
Mm.
and the red is at the bottom, meaning blood in, blood out. If you're trying to change
Who
America,
has
you're
that
gonna
much
have to.
time on their hands to look at that shit like that?
A race
God.
war against who? Who against who? Where do
Basically,
we?
they saying what
Do we really
all they saying is what Ric Flair always said in his spew. If you want to be the best, you got
gotta
to beat the best.
I'm
We
heavy.
done took it. So all right, you want it? Come get it. Because we ain't just gonna give it to you. Blood in,
Yeah,
blood
those
out.
days are going over. There ain't nobody just running up on that shit and just taking it like that no more.
Exactly.
So that'll never happen. And just let me answer this question real quick from my troll JM. Why do you still want to work, Ronin? You can just stop working and enjoy life like Sean from O2O, like my boy. Okay.
I mean,
So-
OTO still works, but
Right, and exactly my point. I'm sitting here I'm sitting here right now in semi-retirement mode, and the reason I will always say I'm semi-retired is because I'm always looking at angles of making money. Why at retirement age would I pass up a comfortable way of making money? That makes no sense to me. That I'm just going
Right.
to pass up money just to have a life. Why can't I have a life and not be under pressure to make money, but make money while I'm having fun?
While you're retired or not.
I'm not being pushed to clock in, clock out a 9-to-5 job. I don't work like that. I haven't worked like that in years. I've always controlled my schedule. Even when I showed insurance and I had financial people that I had to advise, I scheduled them. Hey, is this time or that time better? And I'd look at my schedule for whatever else I was going to do that day. I close 1 to 5 deals a week, and I'm good. You're talking anywhere from $20,000 to $50,000 a fucking deal. Why do I need to work hard? I learned how to work smarter. So even if I wanted to get back in that business, my clientele would still be very casual conversations, but net me a great amount of money for the time I invest. That's not working. I haven't worked like that since 2011, where I was clocking in for somebody else. I've been independent that long. So you can say I'm goated because I've always been independent.
You live longer when you have something to do too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right, when you wake up with purpose every day and something to look forward to at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Japanese had a proverb when they was talking about the samurai. They said, "When you stop running, you die." That's why a lot of the samurai culture, they ran a lot.
Well, it's not even that. It's just and that culture, because my name is Ronin. I obviously studied the history of what a Ronin was, and it was a samurai warrior, believes in a Bushido code. But at the end of the day, it's also a thing called ikigai.
Yep.
Ikigai is a way of life. You become perfect in one thing, and you just specialize in just doing one thing, and that's your whole purpose. And they were fine with that. What we try to do is do all this all the time, keep ourselves busy, and that's by design. They want you distracted to where you can't focus on one thing at a time. I don't subscribe to that. Never have. Go ahead.
Chalupe in the comics says factual ownership is a jet is better unless you are consistently using it. I have X that pilots private jets. Okay. Shout out to that's you, Carl B. I love this topic. Carl B. Cooperative economics has a lot of problems. Okay. What do you mean by that, Kate? Textbook?
What I mean, okay, how about this, right? You know, you guys remember, I like to give this example, like you guys remember Big Baller Brand?
I think
No.
so.
Like, you know,
You got
LeVar
Master P?
Ball.
Is that the Ball brothers? Is that the Ball
Yeah,
brothers?
like they're in the NBA, LaMelo.
Yeah, they had the tennis shoes. Yeah, the three brothers that the father.
And then, you know, so he was selling this shoe for $1,200. And, you know, $1,200. I swear to God, I'm not kidding. You know, because you could buy, at the time, you could buy the Currys for like two to 300. And then he was trying to sell the shoe for $1,200. And, you know, the shoes were shit. So he gave the shoes to his kid, and he was running in them, and the shoes kept tearing, you know. And eventually, every game he would just take off the shoes, and I know the middle one, I forgot his name, but he would take off the shoes, and he would put and then he would just put on some Kobe's, and then the youngest one, he signed with Fila, and he's wearing their shoes now, you know.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about LeVar Ball. That's sweet.
It's not. Yeah, it's not necessarily.
Well,
about
he was
him.
the original person trying to run it. That was his. He was the father of the three sons.
Yeah, the issue wasn't with LeVar Ball himself. The issue is, you know, when you buy a shoe from Adidas, the white man or the German man, whatever you want to call it, and you don't like the shoe, you just call Adidas and you say, hey, this is the problem with my shoe. You send it back and they send you another pair, or they refund you your money. But this shoe, it's $1,200, and if you want to call somebody because the shoe ripped in two, nobody you can call.
Wow, that's crazy. See, I didn't even know about that, because even with Timberland,
he said it on the podcast.
Thing, there is a warranty with Timberland that if you have any problems with your Timbs, you can call them and they'll replace them.
Yeah,
no problem. Even if they wear out, they'll replace them.
Listen, the audacity behind all this is he didn't have a son that was a Michael Jordan. He wasn't a Michael Jordan himself, but yet and still he had the nerve enough to offer a shoe brand with the prestige as if they were all Michael Jordans that he raised.
I mean, I commend him. Looking at it now, okay, so the eldest one's a fuck up, but like, you know,
Alonzo or the other one, the one that got
The
caught in Korea or wherever for
No,
stealing
he
and was
like,
about to
so,
get
yeah,
canned?
yeah. So he got a full ride to UCLA. Went
Mhm.
overseas, got caught stealing some glasses, which was crazy because he was rich. So I don't know why he
Right.
was stealing. So he got caught.
They were
And
about to
at
cane
the
his
time,
ass or something.
yeah, Trump. It was back in
Mhm.
2018. Trump actually got him out of jail in China and back to the U.S. So, but like the two sons, they're doing really well. They're millionaires. The youngest is doing really well in the NBA right now. So, I mean, he's got some accomplishments. Two sons in the NBA. But the point that I wanted to make was that, yeah, he started the brand, but he didn't have any of the tools that he needed. He didn't have the capital. He didn't have the institutional support. He didn't have the know-how. He didn't have the manufacturing. He didn't have the customer service. He didn't have, the shoe technology, where he can go to get it manufactured. He didn't have any of those things, right? And
Right.
that's the problem with cooperatives, or that's the problem or obstacles to, I would say, black business, because it's like, things are so competitive now. You just want to make a piece of clothes, and you can't just make the clothes and sell it. You need some way to get the clothes from the factory delivered. Like Jay-Z bought 3 of these shoes for $3,600, and after 3 months, I don't think he even got them. He said he didn't get them.
Let me put it this way, and this is I hate to say it like this. This is one of the problems in our community. We try to do half-ass work and get paid full cart for the little bit of work we do. Okay. If you already know there are brands out there, this is where I talk about not reinventing the wheel. If you already know there are brands out there, if you already know that most of those brands are made out of fucking China, it says made in China. Why, before you started to make a shoe brand, would you not go over to these same manufacturing plants and say, hey, I have a shoe design I need you to produce?
That's exactly what they did.
But they must have went to the cheapest one, because obviously Nikes don't fall apart. Adidas don't fall apart on the first wear. So they did something to cut a fucking corner somewhere.
I see what you mean, but it's the margins, Ronin. It's not that they
The
necessarily.
margin is ungodly. You're talking about $1,200 a pair of shoes, and he ain't even.
Hold on. Like Nike, they can sell millions of Jordan 8s or millions of Jordan 6s, right?
Right.
And after they sell millions, their margin might be 8%, 6%. Like after everything is all said and done. If you're gonna sell a shoe and you think you're only gonna sell 500 or 1,000, you have to put that price up there, because that's just what you have to do just to break even or be like.
Okay, man, I'm gonna tell you something about business.
You know what I'm saying?
But yeah,
I
sometimes
had to explain this.
hold on,
I had to explain this to. I had to
when you
explain this.
starting
To,
out,
go ahead.
when you starting out, and if you're not a big name, you can't just go and have mass production and think everything's gonna sell. You gotta start creating the product as the money comes in and the orders come in. And you gotta base the business off of that. So like going to spend this much money and having all this product is like diving in way too soon.
Yeah, he used to have pop-up stores and everything else in order to try to sell his brand. And that was the thing. He would motivate people from coming through pop-up stores.
Let's go to the comments. We got family in the comments tonight. Black Cleaner, where you at? Or Ronin, where you at? Donald Tavares in the comments. That's family in the comments tonight. That's actually my birth dad, my biological father in the comments tonight. Shouts to my dad, Donald Tavares. I love you, Dad. Thank you for tuning in.
Okay, what is he saying?
Go to the comments.
I can't. You can't. I thought you said
I didn't
it.
know that was him. I
Can
apologize.
you see it, Ronin? I mean, I thought I.
Well, this is one of the comments I was commenting to when he was talking about black women.
Okay.
So I apologize for that. But
well, my dad's name was Donald Tavares in the chat tonight. Thanks, Dad, for being in the chat once again.
he said a famous quite, but Harriet, I could have fed or freed more if they were just because this knew they were enslaved. That's very true. You got an enslaved mindset too. It goes along with everything. There's a lot of people, and that's why I said that Bible was wicked. Look it up. I want somebody to Google right now the slave Bible. Look it up. Look at how they structured that Bible. They kept you enslaved just by believing that God will take care of all of the things you need to do. All you need to do is get on your hands and knees and pray and let God deal with them.
Mm.
That's why we stayed enslaved so long. We waiting on God to answer our prayers because we were such strong faith believers.
Damn, man. I like religion, but I feel like religion is just like a mind fuck and a separation plan.
It can be if you allow it.
And that's what it is being allowed, because this religion creates separation.
Of course. I mean, there's a lot of doctrine that creates separation. So it's pretty much, you know, as I say, anything in its raw form can work. It's what happens when you have the people that's on top who have ill intent controlling it. For example, I mean, capitalism, it works. But when you have other people that want to adulterate it and, you know, make only a certain class of people win, then guess what? Capitalism doesn't work. Same thing with these religions. Okay, Christianity works, like what he was just talking about with the Ethiopia Bible. Okay, the truest and the rawest form of Christianity works, but then when you have somebody who comes and adulterates it and gives you a slave Bible, now Christianity ain't working.
Mm.
So it's really about the mindset of the people using it. What are their intents? As they said, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. And with that, I land.
I wanted to get back into the conversation with the Black Shoe Bear and the Ball Brothers.
Go ahead.
So what I was trying to say in that respect is you have to look at your margins, and that's true enough. If you're charging $1,200 for a shoe, but you're only trying to give the manufacturer a 10% mark for producing the shoe, that's a ripoff. The producer is not going to give you a good exchange rate. But if you're saying, okay, look, I'm brand new in the market. I know you produce Nike and some of the other brands in your manufacturing warehouse. I'm wanting to sell these shoes at an exclusive deal based on the fact of my 3 sons and give them a history. You got to sell things to people and the ideas behind them. Look, I'm going to mark them for $1,200, right? It's only going to cost you maybe, $5 to produce the goddamn shoe. But I'll split with you the profit 50-50. $1,200 shoe, you give $600 for every shoe you help me sell. What do you think the manufacturer is going to do besides be well motivated to produce them shoes at a rate that they will sell faster and they will actually be of good quality? If he's getting $600 for each shoe he makes, way more than he would get from Nike or anybody else. Let me finish running my struggle. Let me finish. So as you start becoming more productive and you're selling more and more shoes, the shoes become a name. They're more reliable. Your feet ain't going through the goddamn sole, right? Now you're producing more. Now the renegotiation is you drop down the profit margin because you're producing more. So you're making just as much. You get what I'm saying? And if the manufacturer don't want to go along, there's other manufacturers now that can take over that brand that has a more reputable name. But see, we don't have the mindset, because I had to teach I used to sell pharmaceuticals in a medical supply company. And when I went to work there, he hired me as a sales lead, like a sales executive. He didn't want to give me the title of vice president or anything. He hired me under contract. I said, look, at the end of 5 years, we're going to renegotiate this contract. When I went in, I was just selling medical supplies. I saw he had a pharmaceutical license. I said, hey, why aren't you utilizing this on deals? I don't know how to use it. What the fuck? Okay. So I knew government contracting coming out of government. Went and worked some deals, and his first deal for pharmaceuticals was for $300 and some thousand. At that point, I took 35%, right? But he always wanted a 30% margin or whatever markup on his profit. I'm like, look, sometimes for volume, you have to drop down your profit margin. And I had to explain to him why. So long story short, we came up with a flu deal for the state of California. Small business owners get an advantage. Why? Because, we're not as big as those major corporations. I competed against the people that manufactured the fucking flu to get the deal. I asked all of them to give me their best price on that volume, and they did. But guess what I knew? I knew the history of the deal had to be documented, and it was accessible to me, so I could look over the history of the deals that were made before this one. And I knew what their market was on their profit margin based on the prices they gave me. So when I went to go make the deal, I structured it at a 5% profit margin on $7.5 million worth of product. My boss is like, why the fuck are you doing that? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, you got to win the deal first. Something from nothing is nothing. Win the deal, and I'll tell you how we can restructure the deal afterward. Just focus on that first. Let's win the deal. All right. So we put it in at 5. We won. Why? Because I knew most of them were going to market at 8 just to win the deal. Well, now I have a signed contract on hand. I have a guaranteed price from them, but I said, look, there are 3 other manufacturers in this fucking deal. I'm going to go back and ask them their best and last price on this deal since it's signed and it's guaranteed through us. Give me your best and last price. That 5% went to 10% on our end. And we pushed the product out. The only small company in the state of California ever, a small black-owned company to only provide $7.5 million worth of flu to the state of California. And I did that through a small company. That's why I'm saying sometimes you got to look at the bigger picture. And while you might look like you're getting a small margin now for giving up a lot, it puts your name out there big enough that you can sell later and get the margin you really want. You got to play the long game sometimes. We are so short-sighted sometimes when it comes to business. I want to make my money now.
Right. That's so in layman, to everybody listening tonight to Ronin, is he basically saying is just because you spend 6 don't mean you got to make 12. A profit is a profit.
It's funny that you said that, because there was I need to find that reel, but there was somebody that was talking about that. He said that most businesses, they only make 20 to 25% profit on their margin. But a lot of times, Black folks, we're used to making, 100% because, we're coming from the underground economy. But when you get above board, no, everybody above board is only making 20 to 25%.
Anywhere from 25 to 40% margin, depending on what you're doing. Labor cost for us was about a 40 to 50% markup.
Everything out.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Even if they're paying, and this is where I even took it to another level once I was being executive at certain companies. We knew if we hired somebody at 100K, we needed them to produce over $1 million worth of profit in a certain amount of time to pay them the 100K. So even though I'm paying you $8K a month, I've made way over that the fucking higher you're at. You get what I'm saying? So then are you selling yourself short for working for somebody? No. Go get their experience and go work for yourself once your name is out there. Because I jumped from company to company. I told you every 4 to 5 years I left a company. But my reputation was out there in the industry. So it didn't matter what company I jumped from. I pulled all my fucking clientele with me. Because people buy from people first, not buy from companies. But people don't listen to the lessons that are being taught.
Well, hold on now, Ronin. They were offered a deal, a big baller anyways. Navar was offered a $10 million contract with Nike. And,
10?
Yeah. I think it was $10 or $20 million to produce the shoe.
Annually? Or just one time?
I think it might have been annually or maybe one time. I don't know the structure of the deal. To be honest with you, I
Because
wouldn't be
that's
surprised
important.
if it was like a record label deal or something. But
Mhm.
Predator. But um, he said no. But that's kind of what I mean. It's not so much that you know it's they're dumb businessmen or they don't know. I don't think or they don't know how to operate or that they can't find someone to tell them. It's just that black folks in general, they don't own the means of production because it's not just a shoe. It's
Neither do the white people. Neither do
no,
they.
that's not. I mean, that's not necessarily true, Ronin. I mean, look at Nike, Adidas. Adidas is German, I
Where's
think.
their warehouses at?
I think Adidas has some in Germany and China, spread
Mm.
out. Yeah, all over.
So they
So
geo
it's like there's
arbitrage the
no.
fucking labor. They geo arbitrage the labor. They build a big warehouse. They fill it with the equipment they need, probably at a reduced rate. They probably bought the low end equipment they needed from China or wherever that was close, locally sourced. They can get it repaired quickly, and they fill it full of Chinese workers at a low rate.
Of course, of
Okay,
course, of course. But you know, when you damn, wait, but just to kind of get something like that started, there's a very good reason why, despite
but
Michael Jordan
believe me, China gave them
being a
incentive to build that
generation.
warehouse. Wait. China
Go
gave
ahead.
them an incentive to build that warehouse there, so they can get the
Yes,
business and the workers fulfilled there. So there's advantages when corporations set up somewhere, tax advantages,
I'm
labor
not saying
advantages, so much.
there aren't advantages. I'm saying it's
Okay,
a matter of ownership. There's a very good reason why Michael Jordan didn't produce his own shoes. He just had a deal with Nike to
right.
get those shoes out because the apparatus just wasn't there.
Why compete against it is really the question. If you didn't have to,
Well, true, but if we want ownership, where the idea is ownership, that's how it is. It's like the music industry. All the artists are black, but everyone who's running the actual operations and the industry of music is white. Sony
yeah. But
executives,
Michael Jordan, at the end of the day, still owned his name. He gave them the rights to use his name for that brand.
of course, and he was very well compensated.
Exactly.
Very well compensated. I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying that, black people, for the most part, it's not that they're trying to. I don't think Big Baller Brand was just trying to gouge. I think they really needed to charge that price just for the money to make sense. Because you can imagine,
But
how are they gonna be able to
AB,
come
how
up
long
with.
did you follow LeVar? LeVar had a big ass mansion before his kids actually made it
Yeah,
in.
I know, but that
He was
we're talking.
spending money lavishly on his word.
Of
You know what I'm
course,
saying?
of course. I
So
know the
he was
man's
in
got.
that catch up mentality. He wasn't in that I'm in I have the money to do it, but
Of
I'd rather
course,
use somebody else's money to
I
do it.
know what you mean, but there's a difference between being able to go out, buy yourself one or two Rolls Royce, and live in a really nice neighborhood, and having to come up with $200 million for distribution, creation, advertisement, customer service, all for your shoes. That's like a whole different level of capital, and that's just $200 million just to get the shoes out. That might not include any other associated costs, like from other professionals that you might charge, shit that the government might ask you to do, etc. It's a lot of money,
Hmm.
and that kind of money, I would say, the black elites in America, they don't have anywhere near that amount. And I don't want to hear anybody say Oprah. She does not have that amount. There's very, very few black people in America who have that. Oprah.
I wouldn't count
We're
Oprah
talking
for
about
shit.
Shit. Her
You know, she
homegirl
was trying
still's
to be on
working at
YouTube.
ABC. Her homegirl still on ABC.
Well, I
If
mean, if you're gonna get
I
me
had a
15,
billionaire best friend, you think I'd be
right?
working? I'd be working for him as an
Yeah, but the whole
executive.
thing is a steady check, regardless if she's a multi-millionaire, because most of them are. It's a steady check, and it's something they like to do. That's the whole point. If you like doing something and you're still making money at it, why would you quit?
Well, no, because I'm saying when people talk about Oprah, they don't realize that she's more of a facilitator. She
Yeah.
doesn't actually own any of this
She
stuff, and
connects
even
the dots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and even her own network, like her network that they said was, you know,
Yeah, the Oprah Winfrey Network owned. Yep, got
yeah,
it.
you know, it got sold for 70 million. But people were playing it up like she was like a billionaire. I'm like, no, she's not at that level. I'm not saying she's not a
But
rich
even
woman,
when
but
she
it's
would give
like,
her giveaways, everybody didn't understand what affiliate marketing was. When she gave her giveaways to the different people in the audience, that was affiliate marketing for her.
Yep, affiliate
Because
marketing.
anybody that saw her
write-off.
give that away, now all of a sudden they're wanting to buy what Oprah gave away.
Mhm.
That's how she sold that shit.
crazy. I don't know if you guys seen the Epstein emails with Oprah in it. That's a foul bitch.
All right. Spin the block, team. So your answer was you don't think that we can get cooperative economics because we need government? Was that your answer, KB?
We don't have the money, we don't have the resources, we don't have the institutional power, and we don't have the political power. If you
First of
guys
all,
want, go ahead.
Well,
first of
go
all,
ahead.
we don't have the unities and everything else you said. My fault, cuz I had my popcorn in my hand real quick, and I was like, you know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. So, and then Ronan, you said the solution is pretty much back to community survival. We don't have these things, so we need to create these things. Is that what I'm getting from you?
For me, like I said, if you want to keep the dollar in the black community, it has to be at a point where the black community rallies around the product, and that means everybody has to be on the same fucking page. You know, for whatever that product is, it has to be placed at a certain price point. One, so the company can keep thriving and growing, and two, where it's equitable for the people that are buying it. Sometimes when we put out product, we put it at such a high, like let's use Laval. At $1,200 a fucking pair, it becomes unattainable. Even though you're trying to make it an exclusive brand or something, you don't have the name behind it. You guys are pulling the cart before the horse, meaning you don't have the name, but you want to charge the value of a brand name product. Sometimes
Okay. What about Shaquille O'Neal owning Reebok? But we're not supporting Reebok like we do Jordans.
That's just taught. Salute Charlie Chan TV, man. Hit the link, brother. Anyway, but here's the thing. Reebok is a brand name. And this is what I used to tell people. I used to go to companies. Yeah, it's a brand name. It's somebody it's name recognizable. It's not like a ball thing. Okay. So here's my mindset with
Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal is doing. I used to go into companies, like I said, I switched every 3 to 5 years. I would switch company. The company I'd go to was happy to hire me, and they're like, okay, we can't wait to see what you can do. I said, give me all your old clients that don't buy from you anymore. They're like, what? Give me all your old client base that don't buy from you no more. Why would you want them? Watch. I took their whole client list, rebuilt the relationships, and brought them all back into the fold. For that, it netted me an easier commission. Why did I decide to take the old client base instead of starting from scratch and going and finding people who want to believe in the brand? It wasn't about believing in the brand. It was the fucking person that was handling the person that caused the grift. I told you, people buy from people, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Not the companies. So it was a person that was involved that got that person not to want to do business with you. Not you as the company. It was never you. You know what I mean? So I would wind up returning all that business back to the company. But what the fuck did you just do? I just had to fix relationships that were already there for your company, but not with your sales rep. Same thing with Shaquille. He buys a brand recognizable name like Reebok. People know the brand. Now, the reliability, the little things, the ancillary things that might need to be fixed or tweaked in order to make that company grow again might be minor. But nobody wanted to do it. Maybe he sees it that way. hey, it's a brand recognizable name. I can do some things. I can get some popular players or whatever. I can give them off contracts or produce their own shoe through Reebok, blah, 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 and run it on down the list. There's a map already. Nike did it. Adidas did it. Why can't he do it with Reebok if he fixes the little things?
Yeah, same thing with Papa John.
Right.
He took over Papa John's because the brand was tarnished. I forget the old CEO.
But,
He basically
like I said,
did all of that.
a name recognizable brand. When you buy name recognizable brands, if it's a relationship thing, if it's a whatever, you can identify those little issues and fix it.
Yeah, one thing I do know, with all these entities that Shaq has a hand in, Shaq ain't going into it unless he has ownership in it.
Yeah, not just like Mike, the basketball player Johnson, Magic Johnson. He's not a dummy. He's brought into companies that were name recognizable as franchises. He grew his business acumen from there, and then he went into ownership of different things because he learned from the ground up on how to structure things. Sometimes you got to start off small to understand structuring, finance, and all the things that take to run a corporation on a corporate level, not as an employee level. A lot of us go into a job just wanting to be employees. I went into a job wanting to know the infrastructure and the workings and how things move to make that company profitable. And as I started learning as in the executive branches I was in and all the different, I was like, dude, I could do this myself. What the fuck?
Not everybody goes in with that level up mentality. Some people get comfortable and they cool where they're at.
They're paying for your comfort. Thank you.
Yep, an employer pays you just enough so that you don't quit, and you work just enough as an employee so that you don't get fired. Bringing Charlie Chan to the stage. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Man, chilling, man. Seeing you brothers was on here cooking up something. Figure I'll pull up and show some love. How y'all doing?
Good.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
What you got on the topic, man? You heard us. You know what's going on. Controversial cooperative economics when it comes to your family or the Black community as a whole. How we fix what you see happening right now?
Okay. I'm going to this just a little bit quick and stuff like that, guys. Y'all know I don't be trying to do too much.
I wouldn't have won fast. These niggas be extra to take the pressure off of them sometimes. They be talking so much, but go ahead, brother.
I would gladly take the reins for a second.
Man, a whole PowerPoint. What you mean, King?
Well, I think for one,
you did, and it was dope as fuck. Because I love when I get on panels, on my own panels, and I can learn something.
That's a fact.
Go ahead, Charlie. Sorry, man. I didn't mean to.
Oh no, you're good. I would think, like, say for one, is being the change that you want to see. For one, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you gotta lead by example, and two, the most important thing when we talk like this, everybody making it seem like all people of a darker hue have to get together and sing kumbaya while looking into the sky. When that's truly not the case. All it takes is a couple like-minded brothers that's moving in the right direction and don't mind sharing it with other people of like-minded brothers, even if it's different sectors, different communities and stuff like that. That's how we could begin to grow, just because we could grow and learn off of each other. And when it comes to a unit, a team, that means everybody has a place. Everybody has something that they are accountable for. So I think that's just to be the first step, in my opinion.
Sometimes, Charlie Chan, motherfuckers don't want to play Pippen to your Jordan.
Well, here's the thing. Them motherfuckers won't be on the team, Cool King. You know what I mean? Because that's the point about it.
I totally agree with you on that.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I totally agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Nigga, you got to
because
be off the team then if you fall in line.
yeah. Go play for the goddamn Spurs or something. You know what I mean? Like, but we a winning team over here, and if you don't want to play your part, we don't need you on the team.
Wow, they lost bruh. They won up until the finals.
Man, everybody won up until they lost. How about that?
Right.
My dog don't bite until he do. Like, come on now.
Toxic.
He wants that second place trophy. He wants that second place trophy, Charlie.
Yeah,
King.
exactly. Yeah, that's the young generation. They deserve
Man.
the props. No, that's what the
Mhm.
winner is for. They get the props.
Man,
Well,
imagine
at
you
least they
spent your
showed
whole
up on
life
time.
playing basketball for a nigga to be like, oh, you lost. That's crazy, bro.
Is it though?
Sports-
Because you did lose. Like, nigga,
sports
it's not
fans
like
are
I'm
Don't
so
you get
nuts,
paid to
man.
win? But hold up, KB. For that check, don't they get paid to bring home championships? Regardless of what the check is.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, put some respect on their name, man. Come on.
I'm not saying it's disrespectful, but hey, you didn't do what you said you were going to do, which is win a
Oh,
championship.
you know
Oh,
what?
come
Take
on.
your
Like, they
check.
went all the way to the finals.
Take your
and
check and try better next
hey,
year.
man, the
It's
other
okay.
team,
Get out the ego. It's okay.
It
You lost.
was a good.
You gotta
it was
work
a
harder
good
next year.
competition. It wasn't just
It
working
wasn't a
hard.
good
It's just that
competition.
the
Those
other
folks came
team
back
was.
by damn near 30, bro. It wasn't a good competition.
Hey, it's
30.
part of it,
God
man. It
damn,
happens.
30.
It
Yeah,
happens,
they
man.
was
30
down by
point
damn near
spread
30
and
and
they
came
lost?
back.
What the?
True.
I
It
don't
was
watch
like
it.
20,
I didn't watch that
26 and 27.
Yo, but the way this game is played in 2026, that type of shit happens every day, all day.
Well, it's unique that you say that because that particular game was a record breaker. Nowhere in history has a team came back from such a deficit to win.
Oh damn! Now they're in the record books too.
Yes, sir.
Right,
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
they're the
playoff.
record books for sucky.
But the Celtics did that.
Hating
And the
ass niggas,
Celtics
man.
come back from a big deficit like that.
Yeah,
Not
against
in the
OKC.
finals. Not like
Oh, it wasn't in the
See,
finals. It was in the playoffs.
thing is,
Okay, yeah.
when that
Bruh,
happens,
come
in
on.
Southeast,
We both know if OKC
that type
was
of
in the
thing
East,
happens
they
during the
would have
regular
been to the
season.
finals.
It's a whole different level of excellence when you do it in the playoff
I'm
versus
talking
the.
to my
That's a
boys, the
fact.
Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs is known to put you on the record books for coming back from low percentage points and kicking your ass in a championship. We good for that shit.
Who y'all did that too?
KC Chiefs.
Mm-hmm. People celebrating in the end zone like they had us whooped.
All right, we ain't gonna talk sports because the Patriots
Yeah.
got the Super Bowl against the Atlanta Hawks. We don't want to talk about that. That's the greatest ever in history.
It's the Dirty Birds. It's the Falcons, not the Hawks.
Yeah, you
Hawks
can't
is
touch my
basketball.
quarterback. Don't touch my quarterback or you're gonna pay.
At least I was in Atlanta.
Yep, he was in Atlanta.
Right, because thank you.
But
y'all
just
quiet?
just to also to spin the block, I think people got to start pointing out people that's not with the movement, because if you're not with the movement, that's fine. Just don't get in the way of the people that are in the movement. That's just like when I used to go to school and the teacher would tell the class, if you want to be a class clown, have at it. Do what you want with your future. My problem come in is when you are distracting other people from doing what they're supposed to do. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay, hold on. I don't know.
Block.
There's this word called the decadent veil. Black Cleaner might know what I'm talking about. If you've ever been on that part of YouTube, but
That sounds
it's
like a
not.
weirdo part.
They're talking about celebrities, right? Like celebrities like P. Diddy, Jay-Z. Like they portray black people as these successes and whatnot. And I'm not saying that Jay-Z and the rest of them aren't successful, but it's really a mirage. Like people take a look at that and they're like, well, black people are doing real well in America. But if you look at the neighborhoods and the reality on the ground, that's not what it is. You gotta understand, it's like Oprah and Diddy and people like that. They're not necessarily on your team to begin with. they're basically in the pocket of whoever the white zaddy is or whoever to benefit their own selves. The problem is at least in the black community, how I see it, it's not that just that people don't, you know, it's not just that people don't want to join the movement. People actively believe like they're better off, or like going into this other direction, they're gonna be better off. They look
Yo,
at
and
they look at a billionaire and then they're like, oh,
problem. That's the problem.
I'm not gonna raise taxes because that could be me, bro. That will never be you. That's not gonna be reality for most people. But to them, like I'm like, a lot of black people think they're middle class when they're really just poor. Like they'll be making $50,000 working a warehouse jobs, and I know it's some shots fired out here. $50,000 working a warehouse jobs, and they think they're middle class. I'm like, no, you're working poor in this country. You really are. But they think like they really got it like that when they really don't. So, people like that, you're never gonna convince them to do the things or to vote or do the things that they need to do to get out of their situation collectively, because they don't think they're poor. They don't think they're in that situation
Okay, so
until
my question to you,
until
KB.
you leave your hood and then you go to Boca Raton and then you see the Ferrari pop out the garage, and then you realize what it really is. And the rent per month is your whole paycheck for the month. So yeah, go ahead.
Well, my question to you is it a one size fit all thing? Because white
Oh,
people don't come together. Any race don't come together, but for some reason, black people got to be this unicorn race to where we all got to be holding hands and kumbaya together. That's not reality. So those people that you're speaking of is maybe people that doesn't make it to the inner circle.
It's not that black. I would say two things to that, right? It's not that black people have to be kumbaya. It's just that black people are unique in this country, and that they've been here the longest, but they're still at the bottom.
Well,
why
don't
is
act like. Well, see.
You,
Well, here's the thing.
well,
You're right,
hold on.
but don't act
But
like
so
there
I'm
wasn't
saying
other
it's.
systemic things in
Of
place, though.
course, I agree. I agree, but it's like that's why I say they're probably it's unique. Like it's particularly acute, and if you want this to kind of change, a lot of black folks they have to be on the exact same page in order to make
Do
something
it have
like
to
that
be a lot
happen.
of black folks or just a
Of
couple
course,
black folks?
I mean, shit. If you can get 60% to show up, that'll do it. That'll
60% of
do it.
what? A race?
Yeah,
Those type of numbers barely show up to vote.
yeah. Well, it is.
It's
And secondly, go ahead. My bad.
I just wanted to show this video because you was hitting on something about us coming together, and it made me think about this video. Hold on one second. Let me see what y'all think about this.
So he built a city where it did, a place where black money stayed black and freedom came with a price tag, a place so powerful they had to torch it to erase it. This is O.W. Gurley, the father of Black Wall Street. Born in 1868 to formerly enslaved parents, he learned early the power of land and ownership. He worked as a teacher and postal clerk, saving every dollar to chase something bigger, self-reliance. In 1905, he moved to Tulsa, Oklahoma, an oil boomtown with opportunity for some, but not for all. So Gurley bought 40 acres of land north of the tracks and said, "This will be ours." He built homes, hotels, and a grocery store and sold land only to black families. Those acres became Greenwood, alive with banks, barbershops, theaters, restaurants, and schools. Booker T. Washington called it a Black Wall Street of America. Then came 1921. Jealous, angry mobs invaded Greenwood, looted its businesses, dropped bombs from planes, and burnt a thriving community to the ground. Gurley lost everything, but his dream didn't die in those flames. Every black entrepreneur, every Buy Black movement, every community built from the ground up walks in his footsteps. He didn't just build a city, he built a legacy. Say his name, O.W. Gurley. Put his name where it belongs, in history.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Oshidu Jackson, and I'm back at it again with another video. And
Y'all got
today
O'Shea
I have...
Jackson on here?
Oh,
a
he's
brother
on
that's
no
a
shit,
content
dude.
creator. He's also been following the page, and he has a
Oh
very, very
no,
interesting
not the
story. He's
dusty
living.
window, not the dusty window, not on O'Shea's channel.
Uh,
Sorry about that. That was just a preview. I didn't mean to get that
Man,
one.
you weren't sorry about that.
nah, he wasn't. That was intentional.
Nah, toot your
That
horn,
was
black
an
Yeah.
man.
intentional
Toot your
plug.
horn. Shit.
That was
Shout out to
intentional.
you.
Toot your horn, little nigga. Say it with
Yeah,
your
for sure,
chest.
for sure.
Let's go. You gotta say that with your chest.
Yeah. So what do y'all say about the OW girly? Because he was touching on that. So you don't
Well,
think that I mean it was done before, it was just destroyed because of what you said earlier, fundamental racism. So you don't think that we can overcome the fundamental racism and do it again? We
I
just
know we
talked
can.
about how you said Oprah doesn't have it, but we do see that there are companies that are being run and owned by Black people in our community that we can actually link up with to be able to, do a lot of the things that we're doing. So what do you say about that?
Well, like I was saying, that's why I brought up the $1,200 shoe. When I go to Black businesses here, I want to say like, there was like a whole buy Black movement on on DoorDash. Most times it was shit. If I'm being honest with you, the prices were really high, and the amount of food that I got when I went to Walmart or when I went to literally any other chain restaurant, not only was the food better, but I actually got more food too. And I know those Black businesses, they weren't necessarily trying to, give me a low quality product, but I understood that this is a small business, maybe it just started, and their margins are razor thin. So in order for them to make money, they need to kind of sell this product to me at this price. And that's the fundamental problem.
Yeah, but that's not always the case scenario, bro.
it's definitely
No,
not.
that's
Let
why I
me
said
ask you this: what did you have to
75%.
drink at the other restaurant?
I had some iced tea. It was a barbecue spot.
Oh, okay, that was the white restaurant.
Yeah, like they have smoky bones here, and then like I went to this black place, around my neighborhood that sold barbecue, and
I mean,
it was
I got a
good.
fundamental question about the ice. Was it colder over there?
What do you mean? Nah, they just gave me a lot more food. Like the food was a lot more. It tasted better. They had the crispy fries. It was just better, man. It was just better.
I was just giving you shit, but what I will say is this: I have somebody close to me that's been actually got all the best cooking knowledge in the world, but I have to tell them being a good cook and running a business is fundamentally two different things. Just because you could cook well, don't mean that you could run a successful business.
Mm-hmm.
So those things are so once you start looking at number, if you go to school for any type of business, they teach you how to add in how much sugar you use per cupcake and be able to say how I got three cents sugar in there, 2 cents flour, and you break it down to the smallest compound. And I'm saying that to say understanding your numbers is a fundamental thing when it comes to business. And unfortunately, a lot of people that don't have financial literacy, they don't understand how fundamental the numbers are. They just think if they sell it at a good price, they'll be winning. And in a lot of cases, that's just not the case.
It's not, because you got to base your price on demographics
Exactly.
of annual income, age range, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? Before you even set a price, you have to understand what the neighborhood is.
Yep.
And where you can set your price at.
Right.
Yeah, but all right. So like, I don't know if you caught it the live a little bit earlier, Charlie. I was telling them about how we looked into getting a restaurant, right? And this is like, this is not a nice place. This is like, if you've ever been to South Florida, Miramar, parking lot next door, it's practically a freeway running through it. And they were asking, trying to sell the property for between $800,000 to $1.2 million, right? And then the people that were currently in the building, they were getting paid like $9,300 a month. That's how much you got to pay per month for the rent. So we talked to our realtor, and she came back and she's like, "Listen, if you want this property, the bank's not just gonna let you come in and just buy this property with 10% down, which would be like almost $100,000. You're going to need at least to put up 50%. So you're gonna need to put up $400,000 to $500,000, and then the bank might match it. And then you need to produce your documents and do all this because they're gonna charge you some serious interest rates, 4 to 6%. So the rent itself, if you were to rent it out 100%, you would be $700 short a month if you decided to just buy the property, not including anything else you got to pay, like renovations and stuff. So that's what I mean. It's like, if you're coming into that and you don't have any capital to absorb that, which most Black people don't, of course the product's going to suffer. Or if the product doesn't suffer, you're going to have to pay a premium for it that you just don't have to pay for a chain or anywhere else where someone has money to kind of absorb those costs, or someone who's been in business for a while.
Or if you hold off and you create as the orders come in, and not go head in first with creating all this product, and you don't even have a lane to sell yet, why would you do that?
Well, because you want to own stuff. You what? It is, you want to own stuff, It's not just me saying it. It was,
Yeah, we talked about that. People
Yeah.
being addicted to you said something about Rick Ross, that's people being addicted to shiny stuff.
Well,
You
it's
don't have
not.
to start off on top. You can always, start at the bottom and scale up. That's number one. Or number two, okay,
yeah.
you could have converted the space into a smaller space and did your product, and then rented the other space out to be able to make the rent. You know what I'm saying? So you're getting money from renting it out, and you're also getting money from doing your own business. There are always many different ways of doing it. O2O always talks about house hacking. You can do the same thing in commercial spaces. You can business hack.
I know what you mean, but this particular, most properties in South
KB,
Florida,
you're an
you can't
accountant.
necessarily.
KB,
Go ahead.
are you not getting certified as a CPA accountant or whatever, right?
Yeah. I'm good.
Okay, so what you're thinking of and your mentality was, even with your family, y'all wanted 100% positive cash flow the minute you brought it. One, you get to offset your taxes for buying a property like that over a period of time, appreciation, right? The $700 negative that you would have had to pay in addition to giving up a little bit more deposit could have been an offset for a loss amount that you could pay or protect some of your other earnings because you had to pay that extra $700. It wasn't profitable, right? So there's all kind of ways that you could have looked at that, but you looked at it as, we can't make this 100% profitable even if we gave up 50% on the down.
Well, okay, so what I was explaining to her was, I'm like, listen, at most you're gonna get a deduction to offset this.
Right.
Number two, we don't have the capital in order to be able to just come in and even attempt this purchase. And number three, the interest rates alone would actually make this not feasible. And I think, a lot of Black people, they're in that position where due to the history of America, whatever you want to say, they don't have the capital to participate in these particular businesses. And when they do participate, it's not that they're trying to put out a bad product or they don't understand. It's just that they can't really compete.
They put themselves under the gun and behind the fucking wheel where the rock is rolling faster than they can produce.
All right, so quick question, because KB is...
If Black Cleaner, if you can pull that first slide to the left. But go ahead, Blue King. Sorry.
So, it kind of sounds like KB is stuck in his ways, but that's okay. So my question to the panel, would you guys rather the journey or overnight success?
the journey.
How long
Because
is
if
the
you have
journey?
overnight success, when you fail, you know how to fix it. If you go through the journey and you start to fail, then you know what you need to go backwards and fix. But
How
I
long
got two
is the
slides,
journey?
Black Cleaner.
Oh, go ahead.
If you can pull up one slide. Go ahead, Charlie Chan. I just want him to pull up the slide while you guys are talking.
No, I was just asking Keem, how long is this journey?
Doesn't matter.
It don't matter how long the journey is. Would you
It
prefer the
actually
journey
does.
or overnight
You
success?
control the journey. You
All right,
control
so
the journey.
let's base the journey on a 5 to 10 year basis.
Okay, well, in that case, I would probably go more or less with the overnight success, and I'll tell you why. Um, Guys, when you think about it, wealth is measured in time and not dollars. Because if it takes an individual 20 years to make $1 million, and it takes me 2 years to make $1 million, whether I made it at the end of his 20 or he made it at the beginning of mine, who is more rich? Who has more wealth?
Mm. So
You see
who
what I'm
has more
saying?
wealth in the journey or the
Personally,
overnight?
that's what I'm saying. So I'm looking at wealth as, if we're just talking about just wealth strictly. If you're talking about a journey building person and stuff like that, it's a different conversation. But we're strictly discussing wealth. Give me the overnight success so I could continue, so I could get to the life that I need to have.
Yeah, but you won't be able to maintain that life if you had it overnight success because you didn't know how you got it. You lucked up on it.
Nah,
If you take the
that's
journey,
true
let
in some
me finish
cases.
my point. Let me finish my point.
Right, and I'm with you.
If you take the journey, it's like building the foundation. You know what it took for you to build that foundation, to grow it. And then if there's a little kink or some kind of change that you implemented that caused you to lose, you can back up, restructure, or even if you wanted to take and sell that whole business, you can replicate that same base and everything else in a whole nother business line. Why? Because you took the journey. You didn't luck up on it.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not lucked up on, and you can appreciate
okay.
overnight. Sometimes the overnight success, you could be a one-hit wonder in that moment.
Tag team back again. Checks and effects and let begin.
I get what you're saying, but with the only outliers that you're adding is it a 5 to 10 year growth or overnight? If you get it overnight and you know how to scale a business, they got a book that's called a $500 startup, to where you should be able to get any idea off of the ground and going, far as a micro level. So just because I get a bunch of money overnight don't mean I have to spend it overnight. And if it's a bunch of money, why can't I diversify? I was just talking to somebody the other day to where I asked them what was a lot of money. They said $100 million. I said, if you had $100 million, what would you do? Oh, I would start off little and get me a house back in our hometown, and then I'll open a business and work like that. Like, that's just, I just wanted, I asked them that to see what their their thoughts and things was, not knowing that when you talking about $100 million, you're really not talking about physically working anymore. Because if you put that into a dividend that's paying you 10% per year, that's $10 million a year. So why would you have to physically go out there and work for? So it's all in the situational thing. That's why I say whether it's overnight or 10 years, as long as I got that money, I will take overnight.
Could respect that.
Everybody, and then there are things
Salute.
as
Go ahead.
overnight, because you said lucky. I wasn't under the term that someone got lucky. Like, say, it could be a person where a person came out with a stellar ass product and they blew up. Y'all remember the stop drop commercial, the little cushion that you put on the side of your seat for to stop making shit fall between your seats? They say that person made millions of dollars off of that.
Yeah,
So
that was
do I
smart.
gotta learn how to sew to do that? No, give me the overnight bread.
But
It takes 30 years to be an overnight success. That's how I know about it.
you also
But
gotta
I
respect.
wanted to salute Low Key Lux. Thanks for supporting the channel. Ronin, I know you want to look at the slide. Do you want to read the comment before you look at
Yeah,
the
sure.
slide?
That's why I made the slide, because Loki brought up what is middle class. He said, I think the middle class has definitely narrowed over time. Also, social media has made things that are upper class feel like they need to be maintained by the middle class. So, yeah, the middle class has always been reaching to perpetrate like the upper class. You live above your means. But somebody actually asked the question in the chat, and that's what made me make these 2 slides, is what is middle class? Now, by government standards in 2024, the medium income was $83,730. Now you can look at the breakdown, low, middle, and upper. But then it comes down to cost of living. If you hit the other slide, Black Cleaner, I broke down cost of living instead of it being in the middle. I have a separate slide for that. So I'm gonna take this one down and remove it, just so you only have one choice. Oh, hold on, KB. Let me finish my spiel because you haven't seen the other.
That's household. That's household.
Right. And so then I just said, here's a household. This is the average cost of household income, depending on what part of the country you live in.
That means
that could be really skewed if you live in inner city, upstate New York, versus being somewhere in a country in a small town. But they're saying the average monthly income is about $1,400 as far as rent. Food is $846. Electric on the average is $144. And then internet ranges of $96 a month. Your overall basic monthly income is about $2,500, which means a basic annual income of bills alone is $30K. So even if you're making $50K and you're spending $30K of it, are you really actually living? Is the point of the slide.
No, you're maintaining.
Thank you. But go ahead, KB. That's all I wanted to show.
Oh no.
Well, before KB goes, I want to bring 020. He's been waiting patiently to say hello. So what's going on, 020? How you doing?
Good, my brother. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, sir.
He's all relaxed.
You know it.
It's the CEO and the fisherman once again.
What's going on? What's going on? Shout outs to the panel.
What's going on, CEO?
Much respect, much respect. Now, I'm not so much a CEO, so I don't want to take no accolades that I've never actually sat in. I never sat in the shoes of a CEO. So shout outs to the CEOs, though.
Okay.
And
so what do you say about tonight's topic? Controversial economics.
Yeah, I don't know when you joined in. I know I sent out a link, but I don't know if you joined in.
Kind of just joined in because I've been listening for a bit, but I kind of just joined in. So I kind of wanted to maybe just go where you guys are at or just go at the title. So just let me know which is best, Black Cleaner.
Wherever you want to fall in, comfortable, do you, brother?
There you go.
Okay, cool. Bet. Controversial, cooperative economics. I think, I mean, it's a market, so whatever people decide to do, they can figure that out. If you're talking, I'm pretty sure you're talking about Black focus and centric, right, Black Cleaner?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, what happens is anytime Black folks want to get together and cooperate in order to improve their life here in America or abroad, there's always going to be someone to step in and slow down progress or even speak ill of progress.
Okay, bet. Yeah. That's no doubt. But I always love to point out, and I know maybe some people don't agree, but I still have to point it out. That's just a human thing. You win, people are going to hate on you. End of story. Chinese are doing better for themselves, so people are going to start to say something about it. They used to clown them. Call them cockroaches. You didn't have a Chinaman's chance. That was the actual slogan. Now, they hated them when they were broke and busted and disgusted. And they hated them when they were not. So that's just a constant. So you as the opposing force or the other party need to do what's imperative of your own interests. And you can't look to that to be absolved and not to exist, but look towards building constructive ways of deterring mechanisms, techniques, and propaganda that people use and leverage against you to stop it. So I think that's just something. And then, of course, you're taking food off the plate for them, so they see it as. Might not be appropriate way to see it, but whatever. People do what they do. So I think if you're working, working through cooperative economics, see that as the part of the game and seek to, put yourself in a powerful position, regardless of how they feel. It still happens. Ronin often talks about a specific group that does that very well. So at the end of the day, get better, stop losing. And then that's the mentality you need to have. If not, then you're going to end up losing. And also too, I would just add on the back end of that, you could do both. You could make yourself seem like a victim, and you could make yourself be the powerful. That's an effective and efficient strategy. You deter all types of approaches people try to stop your business or your growth from. So it's a very effective and efficient strategy. So I would say continue to do what you do if you follow by that, and build up righteously and invest. I always say that too, right? So just invest. Cumulative investing, cumulative economics, cumulative commerce and business. All these things are good. You just got to get yourself together to get it done. And people like Tulsa Fun and stuff like that, you're going to have your failures.
All right,
you never did it
Speaking
before.
on the Tulsa, I got this video. Let me see what you think about this. Hold on.
Bombed its own citizens from the air. 1,256 homes burned, at least 300 people killed. 1921, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Greenwood District. Known as Black Wall Street, the wealthiest black neighborhood in America. Black-owned banks, black millionaires, luxury cars. Built by freed slaves and their children who'd become wealthier than their white neighbors. White Tulsa couldn't stand it. May 30th, 1921. Dick Rowland, a 19-year-old black shoe shiner, steps into an elevator with Sarah Page, a white operator. She screams. He'd tripped, grabbed her arm to steady himself, or maybe the elevator lurched. No one knows. But by evening, the story spreading through Tulsa is Black White Woman. A lynch mob forms at the courthouse. Black World War I veterans, men who'd fought for America overseas, arrive, armed. Not today, they say. We're not letting them lynch him. Someone fires a shot. May 31st, 11 p.m. Thousands of white men march into Greenwood, but this isn't a mob. Police, National Guard, city officials. They're deputized by the city, given badges, given weapons. This is a government operation. They torch every building, block by block. Then something unprecedented happens. Private planes take off. They circle over Greenwood and drop fire bombs, turpentine bombs, dynamite. The first aerial bombing of an American city. By dawn, 35 blocks are ash. 1,256 homes destroyed. Every church. 10,000 black people are rounded up and held in camps. Official death toll, 36. The real number? At least 300. Bodies thrown into mass graves, dumped in the Arkansas River. The city deliberately undercounted. Dick Rowland? Charges dropped. Turns out he never assaulted anyone. Sarah Page refused to press charges. The entire massacre based on a lie or a stumble in an elevator. Not one white person was arrested. Then the cover-up. The Tulsa Tribune destroyed its archives from that day. Textbooks omitted it entirely. Survivors were told, if you talk, you'll be arrested. So they stayed silent for 75 years. 1996. The state finally opens an investigation. Survivors, now in their 90s, testify for the first time. 1997. Forensic teams start searching for mass graves. They're still finding bodies. 2021. 100 years later, the last 3 known survivors file a lawsuit.
Yeah.
Not one white person was ever prosecuted. Not one family compensated.
Yeah, this is dead.
What y'all think?
Bro, you can't stop
Any
fight out
comments,
this.
questions, concerns? What y'all, I need to hear something.
Yeah, I got a lot of
You want to
concerns.
say? You want to speak on that first, or anybody else want to speak on it?
Nigga, that shit made me want to fight. Yeah. The fuck?
I mean, sorry about that. I'm eating. The point of that is, knowing your history, you got to try to stop it from happening again. But it also, if you know your history, and a lot of people ask, how come there aren't black communities like that anymore? Why? So history can repeat itself? They'll find an excuse to break it up. Haven't y'all figured that out yet? So you go and do and build on your own, and that's why even with the idea of cooperative economics, specifically in our community, doesn't necessarily work where other communities can come in, because like I had on the slide, there's a built-in necessity of them having to unite to start to build from scratch where we've already been here. You get what I mean?
Mm.
So the projection looks a lot easier for them to be successful because of the fact that they have that built-in necessity of uniting and working together in order to get ahead in a brand new country. That built-in necessity for us, I think we're more in a survival mode type of mentality based on all the things that happen to us, that you have to break that first before you can allow yourself to become successful. Certain people get it. You can't let your history define who you're going to be. O2O is a seated example of that. No matter what his environment was, he was able to strive above it and focus on the things he needed to do in order to get ahead in life, and not stay in that mourning mode of all the things that were done to us or our family.
True, but a lot of times, it's based on opportunity.
You want to unpack that, Keen?
It's based on opportunities, where you grew up, what type of environment you grew up in, how your parents were, and things of that nature. A lot of kids in the hood don't have as much opportunities as others.
I agree with that, but I don't know if you know O2O's history. My history is the exact opposite. I came from that gangster mentality. My family worked for the fucking mob. You get what I'm saying? I wasn't disadvantaged at all. I didn't know what disadvantage was, or even what a ghetto looked like, until my mom was single, working as a nurse, and decided to step back and work and living in a government apartment complex. That's my first exposure to it, and I was already in middle school. You get what I'm saying? I didn't grow up like that, but other people did, and they still got out.
True.
Mm.
You allow those things to limit you because you live in that mourner phase, or you arise above it, and you don't let it discount what you are capable of doing outside of what happened to your people in history.
Well, that's where I gotta disagree.
Well,
All right,
yeah, go ahead. Do you think, KB?
I mean, we can understand that history, but I would definitely say, those systems didn't really go away. They faded, but they didn't really go away. I'm not saying that black people, you can't advance and you can't do more. But I really think that if we were to see a country where there's some level, maybe not parity, but there's a demographics of black people actually owning things, it's definitely gonna have to be through government or something like that. I'm not gonna go as far as saying like maybe reparations, but I do think that government is really the only thing that can come in and kind of tip those scales. And it's not just white people who use government either. When you look at schooling, for example, the Appalachian Fund that they set up specifically for white people in the Midwest, or the housing programs that they had where they would specifically exclude black people. A lot of little things like that. So I do think black people, they would do well to kind of get that on their side too, because you're not gonna beat it out capital to capital, in my opinion.
I agree, because I put up a slide to prove that. Remember the one, if we were unabated, where would we rank in the United States economy? Did you see that slide, KB?
Hold on. I don't think I saw it. I was looking at something else.
I'm gonna pull it back up again for you. But go ahead, O2O.
Okay.
I'm pulling that up.
Okay, yeah. Again, what I'm about to say is my perspective, and that's all I care about. And at the end of the day, that's what I use to move forward. As far as the video that was showed, that's life. I just learned from it that some men stood brave, stood tall. Shout outs to them. They said not on their watch, and it happened on their watch. But that's what happened. You lose battles, and you lived, and then hopefully the next person, if they want to, they're not going to lose that battle. I'm not going to lose that battle. And if I do, then I do, and it is what it is. I'm not dying. I'm not crying. I'm not a bitch. I went down as I was supposed to go down. That's life. I had a good life. I'm out of here. But that's all countries. So I'm not complaining.
Hey, that
I'm not
slide is
crying.
loaded for you, Black Cleaner, if you want to pull it out while O2O is talking, because that'll probably help him and show him exactly.
And again, the O2O, just like when he said it, it's called obstacles of opportunity. I take a different approach. That's why I got different results in my life. I say that the obstacles that I've been through made me the man I am today, and it made me the killer I am today. I'm better than anybody else from a 2-parent household family. I'm better than anybody else who had everything gave it to him, spoon-fed. Shit, 70% of wealth is failed, even if it's handed down. Then 90% of it fails in the third generation. So actually, wealth is not inherited. It really doesn't matter who your parents are. It matters where your drive is. Drive results in everything, regardless. I can have $1 million. If my kids don't want to do it, they will not do it. End of story. If I want to do it, I will do it. End of story. There's nothing in my way. Humans are amazing. They can adapt and they can evolve to anything. So at the end of it, when I hear about everybody else's wealth, that's their choice. They have a choice not to focus on wealth. They have a choice to do this and do that. I was raised in the same thing, but people told me stories like that all the time. Yeah, because you ain't got this, you ain't gonna go nowhere. And guess what? They were wrong. They went nowhere. They were projecting. I went somewhere. And so that's the message that I put to any young Black man that's listening to me. Y'all could push y'all message. I don't care. It's your message to push. My message is to push. You can change your life. Well, I don't know. Okay, well, look at my results. Well, that's only you. Yep, I got it. And you can follow it too. And shout outs to the Chinese man. I listen to them because they prove that the white man's not Thanos. Shout outs to America. I still love my America and I still love my white brothers. But at the end of the day, they not Thanos. They not God. But every time I heard a Black man open up his mouth, he spoke to him like as if they were Thanos. I'm not listening to y'all no more. And shout outs to you. You can say whatever you want. I don't agree. I'll keep it pushing, build what I got to build. And one day, young brother's going to look up and say, I want to be that Superman. I want to talk like that. I want to walk like that. I want to move like that. I want to get results like that. And then they're going to rock with me. That's my tribe. Let's get it. Let's run it up. Let's go to war. The other people who don't, cool. Do you. Get your results. I ain't trying to stop you.
Quick question. Are you Black Lives Matter or All Lives Matter?
All lives matter all day, every day.
Oh, no.
All lives depending on the character, too. Let me add that on there. Shout outs to Martin Luther King. Content of the character.
All right. Before
Martin
we
Luther King
proceed, I want to go into the comments. Shout out to Mr. Felipe. He's saying that we're getting off into the weeds. We lost the circular economy soil that helped previous generations economically thrive.
Correct. And I wish you would have been able to see those slides earlier, Felipe, because I talked about that circle that caused us to thrive. But even to your point, this infographic on the third stack, a shift. Had we been unabated, Black Wall Street never was affected, and all these other places were never affected as far as our own communities. Do you see the extreme stack as the history of or the lineage starts to go on? So, the ranking, we would still be third. Okay, income rank, we go from fourth now to what it would have been second to third unabated. The wealth rank would have increased to second and third because we would have had what? Ownership basis. So it went from lower to stronger. Intergenerational transfer of wealth, which is thin back then or now, it would have been a lot deeper had those things never happened to us historically. And then local businesses or density thinner. Now, it would have been a lot denser. We would have kept our Black dollars in our Black communities that were already developed, and those would have been structured even more. We might have been able to control not only just the city government, but it could have advanced into state and federal level influences. So those things historically have stopped us on a hypothetical scale, if you look at it, and this is computer, has nothing to do with me, in my opinion, they looked at if we were unabated, where would we stack up on a national ranking as far as our people in our community? But and since you got a lot of people that have pushed towards separating us, whether it be by skin tone and melanation, light skin versus dark skin, whether it be women versus men and black women wanting to be strong, independent women versus wanting to be in the black nuclear family and talking all kind of head to black men. They've done so many things to destroy us over these generations. To try to get back to this hypothetical stack is what we're talking about right now.
The government or black women?
I said the government, FBI.
Oh, okay.
See, you know, that all started with J. Edgar Hoover.
Alphabet agencies.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that systematically is what it caused us to come off the rails, where had we stayed on pace without any kind of issues when it comes to the government trying to break up our successes, that's where we would have stacked, hypothetically. Now, but it hasn't happened. We're in that other current status range right now. And that's, you can use that as an excuse, like O2O said, or you can take that as motivation to say, I'm going to break that fucking cycle with my generation moving forward. I'm going to break that cycle with my mentality moving forward. I'm not going to allow those excuses to continue to exist in my fucking reality. That's where you have to get the mind shift change. Yes, these are reasons in our history why we are where we are. But are those the reasons that are going to stop us from moving forward? Or those the reasons that are going to fucking influence and hype you up to break that from this day forward and the things that you do to motivate you? And I'll land my plane there.
Oh. And I wanna add, I'm not gonna say excuses. I'm not saying that. That's what you want to think, that's what you think, cool. That's your purpose, drive. That's what you use your intellect on, cool. I'm not saying it's even an excuse. That's your mindset. Not you, anybody on the stage, just whoever, right? Cool. I don't even want to call it an excuse and this and that. Nah, I just got a different way of thinking, different results. That's just what it's going to be. And then I'm going to promote that. You going to promote what you want? I ain't got nothing against it. No friendly fire. I'm not Malcolm X versus Martin Luther King in here.
Charlie Chan, you've been over there silent.
I don't think Charlie's
on
here.
The panel.
Oh, he ain't on the panel no more? Oh, okay. All right.
I want to ask you guys about one more topic, like opinions about this topic, because I think it's important. So me and my brother, I kind of gave him this idea, or we were talking this idea of a wealth tax, right? So here's what I'm thinking, right? I do propose that the reason that I'm thinking of the wealth tax is not because it's like I think these people aren't paying their fair share. By wealth tax, I mean billionaires, those with assets over $5 billion or more. I do think they might have outsized political influence. The same way, like, I don't know if you guys remembered Musk. He gave, I think, something like about 380, between 250 and $388 million to the Trump campaign single-handedly. And in that total campaign, the value of that campaign was about $1.4 billion. So in total, he gave almost, 30%, 25% of the campaign donations. And that's just what we know about publicly. We don't know about any undercover gifts or anything like that, right? But because of that, he managed to get himself into the White House. He managed to get the Tesla cars in front of the White House. And through him, he managed to get quite a few people from both the SEC and, the IRS office, not only fired, but he also managed to get government contracts for Tesla and SpaceX as well. Exclusive contracts with the government. So I'm thinking, ideally, if I'm thinking, okay, we do a moving average with the unrealized gains on these above $5 billion over the course of 5 to 10 years. So let's say if they hold an asset that has a valuation of say $6 billion for the first 3 years, and then you know, um, and then $2 billion for the last 2 years, right? Additional. At the end, the net valuation would be 7 billion. They'd have to pay $1 billion in taxes. They keep 6. But I think maybe the government can kind of step in and own these assets or hold on to these assets, but they still get a controlling share where they're able to vote and propose on whatever business or company that they have without the government saying anything. But I do think, I don't know, it's an idea that I'm really thinking about that could maybe be effective, because I do think we're reaching a point where there are certain political powers being concentrated in the hands of too few people, where it
I mean,
shouldn't be
APAC
one
proved
person.
that right off the bat. With what's going on right now, you got the
With
small
Israel.
hats that are controlling. You got
Yeah.
the small hats that are controlling what the United States is literally doing on a global scale.
Yeah, I mean it's an unpopular war, but somehow we keep going. We keep trying to help Israel. Did you hear about the secret bill that they tried to come through? The secret defense bill with Israel.
Well, Israel already
Well,
has access to our technology. They literally change our stealth planes while they're in production to cater towards what their needs are. That's been going on for at least 40 years now.
Well, I'll say shout outs to Israel. But what I would say
Shout
is,
out to Israel.
yeah, shout out to Israel. Shout out to Big Homie
Yeah,
Israel.
That's what I've been saying. You're a psyos, man. You're a Mossad.
Okay, you can say
He's
what you
Mossad.
want. I'm completely fine with that. But I'm a decorated combat veteran, so we can just look at reality. You have your opinion, I have mine. I'm not even going to call you anything because that's not what I do right now. So anyways, going to the point, we getting money and we're going to get more money. And then there's going to be people who want to take that money. And that's completely fine. They have the argument. They come up with their formulas, how taxing unrealized gains and etc. Okay, it is what it is. And if they actually get something working, we'll pay the tax and keep moving. So at the end of the day, I'm completely fine. I know people are going to fight for their own interests. They have their own perspectives and opinions. I get money.
You worth $5 billion or more?
What, bro? I invested in that investment you want to tax.
No.
I made $10 million when SpaceX came out in the IPO,
I'm
bro.
talking about for
I made mad
ultra high
money.
worth individuals. I'm not talking about.
Yes, I like those people. I'm on their side. Yes.
It's not even gonna affect you. It's not even
What you
gonna
mean? Like
affect you.
Elon Musk made me
It's not gonna
my
affect
wealth.
you.
He gave me a 44% gain in the last 25 years.
It's not even gonna affect you. It's gonna be.
I have my opinion. You have your opinion. I didn't say your opinion's wrong. I didn't say you shouldn't do that. Do what you do, brother. I'm doing what I do. You trying to tell me who I'm aligned with? Nah, I'm aligned with what I'm aligned with. I didn't say anything. I'm a shareholder. He is my principal custodian of my capital. A billionaire. Jeff Bezos. Elon Musk.
You're not the part of that class. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, I am. What do you mean? I'm a shareholder on a legal document.
You could be. There's plenty of people who are shareholders. There's people with $500.
Yes, and I'm one of them. Duh. They work for me.
You know exactly
interest.
What I
Our
mean.
interests
You
are
know
aligned.
exactly what I mean.
I don't
You're
care
not
for
part
what
of
you.
that
I hear
billionaire.
what you mean.
Hold on,
you
KB,
can say
are you
whatever.
trying to say because he's a major shareholder, he wouldn't be invited to a shareholders meeting just because of his skin tone? Is that what you're trying to imply?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
No. He's not saying that. He's
that's
just saying.
that's not.
Go ahead, KB. Say what you.
No,
saying.
I'm saying it's
He's
like
saying that he's not a
talking
part
about-
of the billionaires club. That's basically what he's saying.
You're not a high net worth individual. 10 million.
Actually, I am by definition, but
you know what I mean by high net worth, man.
You know what I'm
Ultra high
saying?
net
But
worth.
again, say what you want. It doesn't matter what you say. It matters what I do in my life. It matters what I execute. And then plus, I know a lot of people are just financially illiterate, so that's where that comes from, right? Because to say the CEO, all right, so I work for a company, I'm a manager, and to say it doesn't matter what happens to my CEO, even though we're part of the same corporation, is kind of ridiculous. Of course it matters. He is the CEO. He is the principal custodian of the actual shares in which people want to tax, they want to create rules for it. So if that changes on what he has to do, if he has to leverage, if he has to sell out of positions, if it's being confiscated by the government, that's going to affect the actual amount of shares that are allocated to the market in some shape, form, or fashion. But see, that's what happens when you talk to someone who's just talking from the hip and what they believe, which is completely fine. Make up whatever you want, sign the initiative, make it happen. We'll fight it out in real life. I don't have a problem with it.
But the corporation is designed to just make money for the shareholder, not necessarily the custodian or the executor. So
Actually,
you know,
yes, it does,
regardless,
because they get paid in shares.
I know, regardless,
he gets paid in shares, right? He doesn't.
I'm aware.
Yeah, they don't even get a salary.
I'm aware, but even if he gets paid in shares, the company is still going to exist to make money.
No, what he does is he leverages his
It would
shares.
change the situation. Just like last time, there was a major decline in the value of one of the companies because he had a tax event when he paid $11 billion in taxes. So it has an actual effect on it. Duh. But do what you do. I'm not even against it. I could care less. I fight wars all day, every day. People are going to come up with their perspective, and we're going to play it out in the field.
I think we're kind of missing the point.
Best of luck.
We're kind of missing the.
Put together your initiative, put together your team, and get your little bill signed. But if not, we still gonna break up money. We still gonna get.
We're not necessarily. We're not. You see, Ronin, we're not talking about.
But listen, we talked about this earlier about corporations leveraging the advantages that governments or even cities are giving them to build industries. We talked about this with China and why Nike might have chose to build over in China for their manufacturing plant, right? Because they're leveraging what? The benefits of labor, low cost of labor, and any kind of taxation benefits they would have for setting up their corporate. Why are you getting mad at corporations for utilizing advantages governments are giving?
No, I'm not mad at the corporations. I'm not.
Then what are you
mad? I'm not mad, but I'm saying here in America, we're having a situation right now where we have wealth being concentrated in such a way where it's starting to affect our politics, where we see things coming through that are deeply unpopular, but almost seemingly come through regardless of the level of unpopularity.
This has been happening since JFK. What are you kidding? Are you kidding me?
No,
before JFK. That's just.
Well, I'm not saying it hasn't happened, but today, I think the difference is today is that people don't trust news media. People don't trust the institution.
Who started that?
I mean, I
Donald
think
Trump, right?
Yeah, since 2016.
Fake news. Fake news.
Since
all he had to do was say that a couple times on the news media. I remember when it was so popular to say I was a newsman because they couldn't print a story without verification, with any kind of fact finding. Everything had to be verified before they could go to print. Why? Because newspapers feared being sued for putting out slanderous information. Now it's like anybody that's a news person, oh, you're a fucking hack. Or it's first to print or first to put out the rumor. It's changed a lot.
Well, and also too, Ronin, I will also add, when you look at the European model and even China, for example, I think they have more of a control of what's happening than I think the United States.
They don't give you internet access.
This is what I love, man. See, this is what I ain't even gotta say nothing. These guys say it themselves. Y'all want to be China? Be China.
Well, that's not what we're saying. But you see, that's not what you're saying. You're being
look up to China. That's cool. China's got some good things about it. We could copy. You do what you do, man. That's why I say, man, I don't really have nothing against any position. You want to see this world, everything's doom and gloom, or it ain't right here and there, go fix it. Get busy. Go to work. Right. Stop talking to us. Go get your goddamn, team. Go down to town hall. What you going? What's the plan? What's the game plan? Start crowdsourcing your funds. Start writing your initiatives. What's some things called? Get your pension signed. Go ahead, man. Go get your petition. Get it drafted up. Use AI, LLM. Go use Grok or something. Look, I got nothing against it. I don't care. We still gonna run the bag up. Life is amazing. Shout outs to the 4,400 millionaires that just was created via SpaceX IPO. Like, people are winning out here. And then these were blue collar workers too. So shout outs to the blue collar workers who just ran up a bag. These weren't white collar workers, guys in the office. These guys were on factory floors, ladies and gentlemen. So shout outs to those team, and they got what they deserve. They worked hard for it. They dedicated, and yeah, shout outs to corporate America. I love it. They're giving us a slice of the means of production. People out here owning shares in the company, and some people might say, "Oh, it's tiny, it ain't nothing," but it changes the trajectory of their family. It changes their lives. So it means a lot to these people. So I love it. And people who don't like it, fix it accordingly to what you see. I support you. Best of luck. I'm not even being sarcastic. Go out there and build out your life that you say you want.
You see what I mean, Black Cleaner?
Let me go to the
You
go to the comment.
like, oh, how come we can't have collective blah blah blah? And like, people aren't gonna be on the same page.
Wait, hold on. Didn't I just say do what you want to do, Ronin?
No, it was a previous
Ronin.
conversation that we had.
Yeah,
wait, hold on. No. Don't try to backpedal. Be a man.
It's not backpedaling.
Don't backpedal. Be a man.
Man, come on.
This ain't even real. After I said do what you want to do, I wish the best. You said see Black Cleaner. See Black Cleaner. You can't give people. I don't have to do what you say.
No one said that you had to. But when
so why did you say see? Wait, hold on. Why did you say see Black Cleaner? What did that mean?
Well, because if we as two black people can't even be on the same page, that
I told you to do what you do. I don't have to be underneath your page. This ain't a dictatorship.
No, you don't have to be underneath me. You're not underneath me.
I don't have to agree with you. I don't have to work with you. I'm not working against you. I said do what you want to do. There's other people that could work with you. See what I'm saying? This dude's a low-key communist party.
Communist,
because the moment I said, I wish you the best, do what you want to do, he said, see, you can't get people, they don't want to do it. I don't have to agree with what you got going on. I'm not going against you.
You just said earlier that you're part of that class of people and that, I'm up for a fight.
And do what you want to do.
Does that even sound like somebody who's actually interested
do what you want to do.
You clearly
I didn't say you stop.
And it's cool, but I'm just saying that's why we can't do things.
But look, okay, but look, you all right, watch this. That's why you watch this. You said that's why we can't do it. Checkmate.
No,
good.
No, I didn't say that.
Good.
I didn't
you won't do it then.
See, I didn't
all
say that.
So it ain't even a problem.
That's not even what I said.
Let's
break it up. What I said.
Let me say this real quick. Let me say this real quick. It has nothing to do with on that topic. It has nothing to do with that topic.
All right, go.
What I'm going to say is black people in itself already knew that there was a problem within our own community, or they wouldn't have had what they call cotillions, where black wealth in the South was circulated within black wealth of the South. They had cotillions set up so daughters and sons of wealthy individual black people and black families could keep their wealth within those families that knew how to control it best. Because they already knew that it couldn't go out to the masses because of the mentality that we had overall. Now, you could call that bougie or you could call that having foresight, whichever way you chose. But there was a reason why those societies were set up a certain way, because they knew in general, the general public didn't know how to manage it.
Let me go to the comments. Shout out to Mr. Felipe again. America is an inherited wealth economy. Most black families are page one rewrites each generation. What do y'all say to that?
Yeah, the information's not passed from one generation to another anymore. And that's the whole point of why I brought up listen, let me finish. This is the whole reason why I brought up the black cotillions and black society as a whole in the South. This is where everything propagated from. You had the South, Negroes of wealth, keeping the money within themselves rather than spreading amongst the community because they already knew what was going to happen.
America's a country
most
of rewritten
societies and most cultures, I'm sorry, just a black community. I'm going to say it straight up. The black community is a rewrite because they don't know how to pass on financial wealth. They can't pass on a legacy. Somebody said earlier, most inheritance is usually about 100K or less if they have a life insurance policy when it comes to transfer of wealth within our community. On average, I'm not talking about the ones that know, because obviously they're giving a lot more. They own homes and other things. There is generational wealth there. But our community is in fucking shambles. So yes, it is a page one every time a new generation is built because they're not transferring that shit up. There's a whole bunch of hateration. I've delivered plenty of life insurance policies where the family just took what they could for immediate gratification on wealth and left their fucking rest. They didn't give a fuck about it. And you worked all your life to build it all.
Also,
We're fucking beginners in this game for some of us.
I also gotta add a little bit of nuance to what Felipe said. I don't think America is an inherited wealth country. Statistically and just data, I know, right? Statistically and just data wise, that's just not true. In fact, like if you were in Italy and Spain, that would be true in Italy and Spain. But here, people's fortunes rise and fall. You know, most people aren't rich 3 generations out. But in this current America, it is becoming more that way than ever before. But not in comparison to a place like Italy or Spain or even Germany, where that shit just gets passed on and on and on and on and on. And, you know, sometimes those economies are fairly stagnant. So that wealth just kind of locks up. And it also helps too that we never had an aristocracy in this country, not an official aristocracy. So that wealth is broken up even more. In the UK, it's way worse because you had an aristocracy. Bro, you still have people who own huge 90% of UK land, or 95% is, you know, held by what, a total of 200, 300 families in total, because they had an aristocracy. They never phased that out. So, yeah. There are benefits and negatives.
Yeah, shout outs to America. Definitely, it's a story of rewriting. But people gonna believe what they believe, so do what you do. If you believe it is because of your family and etc., okay, whatever. We know the data. Well, we don't know, and you ain't got to believe it neither, so that's cool too. But the data just says what it says. Most of the wealth is lost. You know, generational wealth is one of the biggest goddamn myths. Everybody fails. 90%, you know, like there's a small fraction that allow, you know, such thing to happen. Like the Rockefellers is only one family that actually is still around doing quite good for themselves. How many families are there in America? There's a lot. So at the end of the day,
you spoke on a
you know, being a millionaire, being a high net worth individual, it's like a hotel. People are checking in and checking out all the time. Most of the people who became millionaires or billionaires, at least 58% of them had zero money inheritance. Even if you go to the next 29% or 28%, those percent only receive $25,000 and under. And then when you go, it's almost like 12% where they're getting crazy amount of money. And again, that fails third generation by a rate of 90%. Give or take, pluses and minuses in either direction, it's still by a large margin. Most people are one page rewriting. But you want to blame it on your family? You want to say this? Say it. Do you? Wish you the best.
Nah, but a lot of times too, but not for nothing, I'm not taking shots at you, O2O, but you sound like I'm living my best life and I ain't going back to fuck with you.
Yep.
He's right.
And I am. And
bro,
the
that's
difference
what you sound
about
like,
me,
bro, on dogs. That's what you sound like right now, dog.
Facts. And that's what it is. So shout outs to that. But I'm still here as a multi-millionaire talking to black people and providing information. I still got real black people in my life that I changed their life by giving them this information every day. And that's what I do. And then I quantify that by I'm living my best life. Because that's an actual example and the results of my hard work and determination. But I'm still here, not saying I live my best life and F y'all, and I'm not on this conversation and I'm not going to be on the panel talking to y'all. But I'm actually talking to you guys. I'm putting down the keys to the Lamborghini or the Porsche 911 and having a conversation.
Come on, bro. Cut it out. Because now you sound like you
No,
looking
it's
down.
not cut it out. I'm just saying that's what it is. See what I'm saying? A black man can't even be winning. He can't even be congratulating
he ain't
himself.
say that,
I'm
man.
still giving y'all the fundamentals. I'm just trying to articulate,
like that,
hey, I'm having a good life and I'm not just turning you off. I'm putting down the keys to the 911 because that's what we do in real life. And I'm having the conversation with you guys. Period. And anybody else. It's not you guys specifically, but you know, Charlie Chang and I'm
bro,
here.
you sound like right now you were in reference to your own people as you people.
They are you people.
Yeah, they are you people.
Because we're
I
a
say
bunch
anybody.
of individuals.
I say
That's
mindset over
problem.
everything. They're
We are
individuals. They do
united.
whatever they want.
This is the problem. We're not united. So they are you people versus us people. We are actually multi-layered as a people right now because there's so many people going different directions. We're not united. So when you say you people, you can't be offended because you probably aren't those people that we're referencing. But you're taking it as the overall community. There is no community loyalty. This is the problem. We're looking for community loyalty in everything we say when the community is not loyal to you.
And Ronin,
So
I
it
didn't
is
even
a
say.
you
Oh,
people.
no, go ahead, Pooh.
But I'm putting it that way. It is a you people.
Yeah.
Everybody is not me. Everybody is not you. Everybody doesn't have the same direction of drive that we're pushing towards to try to bring people back around. And as you can see, it's like herding cats. You can't get all of them to go the same fucking direction at any one given time.
There you go.
Me and
go ahead,
O2O, we always come to head at this. It's not because we don't disagree. It's because it's just like I said before, it's like Magneto versus Professor X. You know, O2O being Magneto. He's saying, hey, I'm over here, I'm winning.
Oh,
I learned the game, I mastered the game. You can master the game too if you just do and listen to the game that I'm putting down. Just like he said, I've learned what I needed to do. I went to the military, I did everything. I'm investing in the right areas. You can do the same thing too. Instead of, trying to beat them, because that's really what it is when it comes to me. I'm over here and I see the fundamental racism that goes on in America. I see all of the colorism that goes on abroad. I see all of the things and I say, okay, I believe that my people or we can actually beat this system if we start to work together. That's what I generally believe.
Like, when we've been on this channel, have I ever told you don't do that? Stop doing it?
No, and that's why I like you being on the channel, because you're showing the opposite end of the spectrum. Because as I think we said it before, I said you saying, okay, do it this way, okay, and this is how I'm winning, and I'm saying, okay, I see that, because what you're really saying is bootstrapism. Pull yourself by your own bootstrap, you'll be able to do it. I agree with the whole pull yourself up by your bootstraps. So I will never, say.
He even takes it a step further, Black Cleaner, because he's trying to show people how to do it, and they fucking turn around and don't even fucking want to listen. So not only is he saying pull yourself up, but here's the way to do it, and they still like fuck you.
The reason that they're not agreeing with it is not the whole bootstrap part of it. It's the whole
tone?
Huh? No, it's not even the tone.
Y'all offended?
No, it's not the tone.
No one's offended.
It's not the tone. What he's saying is America's winning right now. You just need to get down with America. And we're over here like, we black folks, America is against us. Okay, well, you can keep believing that if you want to, but that's what's keeping you losing. So to me,
hold on, Black Leader. I didn't say, listen. If America's against you, okay, cool. That's what you're saying. Okay, cool. Who's on you? Wakanda? Who's on you? Ghana? Who got your back? Nigeria? Who got your back? Now, if you say, hey, we got our own back, okay, cool. All right, so you got your own back. Do you still need to, or y'all not going to do capitalism? You're not going to invest? You're not going to do entrepreneurship? Because if you are, what I'm saying is still applicable. Some parts of it and components. You ain't got to be dripped in the red, white, and blue. But I love America. I didn't say you have to. So at the end of the day, I'm not against what you say. I wouldn't be one of them brothers mad at Martin Luther King and mad at Malcolm X. I would have said, hey, chill out. Both are necessary. I understand that you still have aspects of race. Bro, there was Indians out there in Texas doing good. They don't have no crime. They're not hurting anybody. But white people just jealous. So they just mad at him. Oliver was doing the reporting, and he was blaming Indians, and they were showing him the paperwork, showing him that they're not doing anything illegal. And he was like, you got a new microwave. You still bad. I'm like, what? You just blaming them off of anything. That's how people are. I know people are like that. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, I get those components you say, right? Yeah. But the game I'm still laying down on house hacking, the game I'm still laying down on buying stocks, it's still applicable. You could chew gum and walk at the same time. You don't have to be dripped in the red, white, and blue like I am. You get what I'm saying? But I'm not against you for being dripped in the red, green, and black. I'm not trying to stop you from doing that. Put down that damn shit, motherfucker. I ain't got no battle with that. I ain't got no qualms with that. Do that. I'm just saying these are these other components that you have not mastered. And if you say, I don't want that in my new element of the green, the green, red, and black, then that's you. You got your thing going on. I ain't going to hate on that neither. Go ahead, Cool. Or whoever.
Nah, I'm just listening, bro.
But I never was against you, Black Cleaner. You admitted that too, right? But we agree on that.
Yeah.
So that's what people don't get. They think I'm going to be against them. I'm not. Everybody's going to think different. I would have been the brother trying to get Malcolm X and Martin Luther King together. That would have been me in that time. But I'm here in this time. And so the only thing I have to say is, okay, if that's what you believe, that's what you think, that's what you know. I love the energy. A lot of people just sitting on their hands. There's not a lot of us that want to take an active role. And it's nothing against the rest of the people. They got duties, they busy. They ain't got no damn 4 hours to be talking on no YouTube. They out there doing stuff and making things shake. So the ones that decide to actually spend the time, I'm not going to shoot you down because I don't agree with your idea. Nobody made me King Negro. I ain't got all the ideas for all black people to get us out. I just got one small component, and it's definitely in investing, and it's definitely in business and commerce. I know that for sure. And then we can edit it, Gene Christ it, whatever y'all want to do, MRA it, but net, it could play a part or not. That's your decision.
Yeah, those are the things we talk about on this channel. Those are the type of things we talk about up here.
But I don't have to agree with I hate America in order for us to rock. I'm not going to stab you in the back. They not asking me to get the knife and, Julius Caesar, and I won't. That just is what it is.
God damn, bro. How do we always get back to people hating America? Does anybody ever say, wake up in the mornings like, fuck, I hate America?
Yes, I know plenty of people that do it.
Yeah, they burn flags.
You saying something?
Especially now. Because of what America represents in the world. I mean, if you going and kidnapping presidents and assassinating, sheiks and shahs during Ramadan.
Maybe they have a reason to hate America. All right.
Yeah, but I think again, travel. We be around travel spaces. If you guys travel, y'all don't know shit for the most part. Like people really hate China. People really hate Japan. They got real beefs, but y'all don't know nothing like that. All y'all know is America, 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 America. Like everybody got real beef. Half of them people would rather be with America than they would with China. You don't know the stories. You don't know what Japan did to these Chinese people. You don't know what these Chinese people did to actual Japanese people. You really don't ever know. No, I'm not you specifically, Cleaner. Yeah. But most people who have that, like, America does this. Like, bro, you just don't know. Like, there's atrocities really from the Middle East. Bad ones, my guy. You guys don't even know that. Y'all love talking about slavery, but y'all don't know nothing about the Saharan slave trade.
Still going on.
What? And still going on heavy, Ronin. Heavy. Buying and selling Africans in broad daylight.
Nobody's saying that shit.
It was in the UN. They was trying to show it.
Yeah, Muammar Gaddafi. That assassination lit a fire under that belt during that time in Libya.
I mean,
he going on like wildfire.
Do they give a shit about the discrimination that happened to black ears? No, they keep their shit separate. We keep our shit separate. That's all.
But the key thing is, as Martin Luther King said, a threat to justice anywhere is a threat to injustice everywhere. So the key thing is, we do need to, get ourselves together, because charity starts at home. And then once you're able to, improve yourself, then you should be, then it's your responsibility to be able to start to improve things in justice every place else a little at a time.
Nah,
Because if everybody did that, then we would be able to clean ourselves up overnight.
that's the other cheek shit that he talks. Nah, we not doing that.
Didn't say turn the other cheek. Did I say forgive? No,
No,
I didn't say that.
I mean,
said
yeah, but
improve.
I'm just no, because the thing is, even when you look, like I know, for example, I remember this particular thing that Gap did, Gap polls, and they went around polling black people, and black people were saying, oh, the greatest thing right now that we're really focusing on is ICE, immigration. And then they went over and they had asked the Hispanics, and they don't give a fuck. They said the number one thing that concerns them is the economy. Don't give a fuck more than these people, because the bottom line is they're not gonna show up for your politics. Don't show up for their politics. They're not gonna do that.
But I just found it was interesting, even in that video that you showed earlier. Like, you guys up here, black guys, are talking, bro. You're good. First of all, it was the white woman who had that situation, right? That sparked the stuff off, right?
Which situation?
In the Tulsa
Black
video.
Wall Street situation.
Yeah, it was all about an
right?
elevator incident. Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't your women in lockstep mission with other women of different races and groups? So you still thinking in race? You think black women are only still thinking in race, or are they thinking in gender?
I would say that. I mean, are we talking about after the feminism?
No, I don't care about talking about feminism. I'm talking now. Talking now in reality. Where are black women? Are they Lockheed? Aren't they in a contract with white women specifically?
It's not with white women specifically. It's with.
I mean, it's
as
all
we
women.
were saying. It's within the system. It's what they're dripped in the red, white, and blue system that you're talking about. Hey, this system is making me comfortable.
No, they're dripped in that.
I want to ask.
I'm down with this system. This system is giving me job security. This system is giving me all of these economic safety nets. So I'm down with the system. Later for everything else is
okay. So it's only you black men.
You either meet the system or you beat the system. And if
Hold
you
on,
can't beat
so it's only you black men then, right?
So like, why? Okay.
Hold up, OTO. Did you say once again, bro? You just referenced, and it's only you black men. Did you just say that?
I'm talking about the situation with the black women and the black men.
You said it's only you black men. Like, you sound like you're separating yourself from your own race, bro.
If I am,
that's weird, dog. The way you worded that.
Okay,
dog.
We heard you. I'm weird. Okay.
We can be weird, and I know we're gonna be what you want to be. I respect that. So do you in life, always.
Okay, thank
But
you. Go ahead,
weird.
KB.
No,
okay, go ahead. Black cleaner. I'm weird.
My question for OTO was, you said
I'm just bothered by that you people shit.
I know. I heard you say it a couple times. Go ahead.
So my question is,
but my track record is there. So
your track record
and what I do matters more. But go ahead.
So my question for OTO was, why? What makes you come to that conclusion? Like, what's the logic behind it? Because you said something like,
which one?
You don't. So you were saying that you think that black women, they're more.
No, I was asking KB.
You just asked me which one, and I'm saying the
I
one.
don't think. I'm just asking because I'm trying to know what y'all think.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Our team, or are they not? Are they with white women? And this is what I'm asking.
Okay.
Are they with the women movement?
No,
sisters,
it's not the
we
women movement. It's with the system.
So it's not there's no women movement. It's only just a system movement.
Say it again.
You black men. The fuck was
that? There's no women movement. It's just a system movement. We're with the system. That's what they say.
I mean,
women say that.
Yeah.
I would come on, the black cleaner.
Go ahead.
Black cleaner, like, black women, they had to have their own separate things from.
Because I could have sworn they said they hate the patriarch
anyways.
And mostly men. But
man, most of them don't. Bro, just put that patriarchy shit to bed. It's not even a serious argument. I don't even pay attention to it.
But it's what they say though, right? Or no, they don't.
They could say they like nice guys and they don't fuck on the first date. Just let it go.
Okay.
So I wouldn't say black women are more in line, because in my opinion, at least from what I've seen, like black people, at least in the professional scene that I've seen, it's like, damn, bro, they're kind of like on the bottom in a way. I see that in reality,
What the fuck?
yeah, it's true. Like in most, when it comes time to get chose, black dudes who are successful, who got something going on, they tend not to fuck with the
They
white.
mostly
with
go
the
with
black
black women.
All right, we're getting off the
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, but again, most black men go to black women. They don't go all out. And most wealthy, well-to-do black men are with black women. You probably thinking about people in basketball, and even them, they still are mostly with black women. So it's just like that's not even accurate.
Maybe I just notice it more when it's biracial. I'll concede.
Yeah, because you probably that's what you focused on. You like girls who are racially ambiguous, big booty, and that's okay. But you just projected. That's all that is. Most black men are with black women. Black women are mostly with
I
black
love the
women.
low key shadiness.
They're like one of the
comments,
groups
bro.
that love to stay together.
You guys are killing
Black
me with the
people
low
are
end.
really like,
can't
all I
do that.
date is black. So
All right, we're getting into
they
the
got that
final
aligned.
hour. I'm actually gonna close this out because if it goes above this, then I won't be able to clip it the way that I want to be able to clip it. So with that being said,
Booty clapping
Yeah,
sounds.
do we have any final words from the panel? I appreciate you all coming. This was definitely a great topic. There was a lot of information that comes out of this. And yeah, I appreciate everyone's input, information that was contributed to this topic of controversial cooperative economics. And we had many people from different points of view, and all of them are respected. So this will be your final chance to say a few words before I close this thing out. I'm
Yo,
gonna start
yo.
at the top.
I still fuck with you, bro. I do like when you're on the piece because you're an educated brother. And I love it. And I love to see it. I love to hear it. So don't think I was, it's all in good fun. Sometimes you got to create the controversy.
Cool.
You know what I'm saying? Get it cooking sometimes.
Cool. You would have kicked me off because you was mad. So it's cool.
Nah, I wouldn't have kicked you out, dog.
No, I'm saying like if you really was mad at me, right? Like you would have been like, get out of here. So I knew.
Right.
All
So it's not that serious, bro.
Yeah, it's not that serious. So yeah, shout outs to you though. But I'll rephrase my verbiage. I get what you're saying.
No, I won't say it. You people. Motherfuckers.
Hey, yo, Ronin.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
And let this be yet another reminder. No matter how much money you got, y'all don't know the Boondock spoke.
Mm-hmm. There's always nigga moments.
Yeah.
Hold up. I think I even got that soundbite. Hold up. I think I got that soundbite. Hold up. Is this it?
You have experienced a nigga moment.
There it is.
Well, on my closing, if y'all want to do it, do what you got. Y'all, see? If y'all want to do it, then do what y'all want to do. No. But
I like that better.
Yeah, that you like the y'all better than you. Okay, got you. So group economics, any economics, economics, I love it. So if anybody's going to do it, I support it 150%. I'm going to say something just to rile people up. Shout outs to Israel. And then we just keep running up the bag and we keep winning.
They signed a treaty. That treaty was winning. $300 million to Iran.
Said it to get people riled up, KB. So shout out to everybody, man. And anytime it's about economics, investing, I'm here. And so I really appreciate you guys for having me. You could have kicked me off. So much respect.
All right.
Yes. Shout out to everybody.
Oh yeah, and don't be listening to people who got like Kansas City Chiefs, posters in their background and stuff like that. Because who the heck even like that team? Let's be real, bro.
Man,
how they next to a Filipino flag?
Not only do I fly this flag,
but
I'm
American flag.
But I'm sitting all over in a whole nother fucking country while I'm doing it. What the fuck? But don't
Yeah,
listen
that's
to
it.
me.
That's
Listen to that
bad. That's
fool over
worse.
there in
That's
Italy, sitting there
Ronan's a
enjoying his
bandwagoner.
life up on the fucking
As
side
soon
of
as
a
the
mountain
Chiefs
with
won,
a Porsche
that's when
911.
he got the
Go ahead and
flag.
listen to him too.
He ain't give a fuck about
yeah. I didn't see the flag before when you had the studio, so
Nah.
KB right.
That's
When they
because I was
won,
that's because I was in America when I had the whole studio thing. When that was all set up with my rifle behind me, which I miss. I miss my bullet therapy. Man, I'm missing so much shit. I can't wait to get back to America. What the fuck?
You got any final words, KB?
Nah, that's it for me.
All right.
Yeah, have a
Well,
good night.
Yep, you have a good night too, fam. We'll see you the next time.
Just to close out, thank everybody for tuning in on this Monday night. Make sure you tune in next week, live at 8 o'clock, to Nate the Black Cleaner. Real Talk with Nate the Black Cleaner, co-host Keen.
Yep, next week, since it'll be Father's Day, we're going to be having on Mommy Issues Monday. We're going to be talking
Not
about
Baby Daddy.
Father's Day. Yep,
Not
daddies,
Baby Daddy Day.
ghost dads. We're going to be talking about all of that.
Stepfathers, suckers, all that.
Right.
I was
Closing
one of
it
them.
out, Black Cleaner.
So if
Hit him
y'all
with
got
that
any, y'all
theme.
want to go ahead.
Hit him with that music before we close out, bro.
Hey, Black Cleaner, I sent you an email with a whole bunch of variations on your thumbnail.
Okay, appreciate that.
I'll see you later, brothers.
All right, see y'all later.
Play that theme music, bro.
Yeah, my final words on this in terms of cooperative economics. We've been here. We've got it. We've lost it. We can get it back again, as Keem said a long time ago. So the name of the game is to be able to just start doing that. There was a O.W. Gurley who started Black Wall Street. There was a Bioho who started Palenque. It all started with one man, doing all of this, and it created the momentum. So it's up to you. It's what you're going to do in order to create the cooperative economics. Are you going to sit there and, say, woe is me, we can't do it, the government, or are you going to, pull yourselves up like by your own bootstraps? Or are you going to get down with America and join the gang? You know what I'm
You gonna
saying?
put the shirt on or not?
Exactly. But the key thing is to be able to do something, take action. And that's why I have these, discussions on this channel, is to be able to to peel back the layers and talk about a lot of this stuff, and to see the different personalities and the different point of views on this topic, and then we can make a decision and choose our path from there. So with that being said, I just want everybody to understand that we definitely need to come together. We definitely need to have our cooperative economics and rebuild what we lost. One person in the group said the video that I showed how Black folks lost $500 billion, basically, when he was talking about the Tulsa, Oklahoma massacre. But there was other Tulsa, Oklahoma massacres. So if you're thinking that just that one lost us $500 billion, okay, what do you think happened when in the Wilmington massacre? What do you think happened in the Rosewood massacre? What do you think happened with Osterville, where Lake Lanier was created? What do you think happened in Forsyth County when they ran all of the Black people out of Forsyth County, or the place in California where they poisoned the well and got all of the Black folks out of? So it's been done over and over and over again. And we could have the woe is me attitude about it, or we can have the, as he said, stop being, blaming the victim and become the victor. Okay, this is what they did. You just learn from it. And that's really what this whole thing is about. It applies to economics. It applies to love and relationships. The whole thing is, are you going to sit there and say, okay, I'm not going to do this again. I'm not going to trust it. And I'm just going to be this way. Or are you going to say, something, they did this the last time. I learned from that. They ain't gonna get me with the banana in the tailpipe again. They're gonna have to come. Right. They're gonna have to come different.
Right.
And keep it moving. Me, I vote for, I'm not going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe anymore. They're going to have to come different, but I'm gonna still keep coming at them. I'm going to still keep coming until I succeed. And with that, I land. I appreciate you all vibing with me. And also, too, I wanted to say this. I had probably about 20 people watching, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciate you all watching the positive content that I'm putting out here. And that's what I'm going to continue to do. I do not want to turn this thing into a Jerry Springer situation, because that's not what I'm about. You know, if I got to turn it into a Jerry Springer situation just to be able to get more views and get more ratings, then guess what? I'm just going to rock with the 5 people, the 2 people, the 16 people who decide to watch me, and we just going to keep it there. You know what I'm saying? So, but to those who decided to rock with me, I appreciate you all, and I'll see you all next Monday, same time, same channel. Peace.
Peace.
Members that we loved and we've lost them, because I like to keep this tradition going. So this is a toast to family.
To family.
The Black Cleaner. Nate's Odyssey. Traveling while black. Real stories. No filters. Follow the journey. Across the world we've roam. Searching for peace while trying to build a home. Through the love and the loss, through the pressure and growth. The black cleaner speaking truths most people never told. Follow the journey. No filters, no pretending. Follow the journey. Real stories, never ending. From Panama nights to Cartagena views. Trying to understand life from a different point of view. Conversations get deep when the camera's cut on. Talking purpose, pain, and trying to stay strong. Traveling while black in a world full of judgment. Trying to find freedom while escaping the dysfunction. Some people chasing money, some searching for healing. Others just trying to understand what they really feeling. Nate's Odyssey, every episode authentic. Talking real life lessons, people scared to mention. Relationships changing, friendship fading slow. Trying to find your purpose while still learning to grow. Follow the journey. Across the world we roam. Searching for peace while trying to build a home. Through the love and the loss, through the pressure and growth. The black cleaner speaking truths most people never told. Follow the journey. No filters, no pretending. No, follow the journey. Real stories, never ending. Messy love Mondays and them late night talks. Money mindset streams while we question our thoughts. Building abroad but discovering yourself. Learning real freedom ain't just wealth. Black fatigue conversations hit different at night. Trying to carry pressure while still chasing the light. Every live stream feel like therapy sessions. Helping people navigate pain and direction. No fake flexing, just honest reflections. Travel stories mixed with life confessions. The beauty and struggle of the global economy. Trying to elevate beyond survival mentally. If you ever felt lost, if you ever needed change, if you ever question life, this journey might feel the same. Follow the journey. Across the world we roam. Searching for peace while trying to build a home. Trying to build through the love and the loss, through the pressure and growth. The black cleaner speaking truths most people never told. Follow the journey. No filters, no pretending. Follow the journey. Real stories, never ending. Travel, culture, relationships, reinvention, the black cleaner. Follow the journey.